Oh,
To my
wait. All right.
That's a 7.
How you rolled it, low thing. Okay. 8. We got turns. Let's go. All right. We're gonna come out here. I'm gonna throw double arm drop to draw 2.
I'll play spinning elbow.
Both draw, right?
Yep.
10.
I got a 10 also.
Oh, this man. Yay. Okay.
I got a 9.
7 with my gimmick. And I roll technique for my terminal, so I take back the rolling head.
All right, sorry guys, wasn't talking.
I'll play power bomb.
Power. No, you won't, because the spinning elbow does not count.
We didn't
as a
set up
card
Discord yet, so
Oh, okay.
you can't hear about
I
Harvey
didn't know
at the
that.
moment.
Okay. My bad. Sorry.
All good, brother.
I will play show force.
But right now you are getting everybody versus Press 1P, Mr. Ray at Press 1P versus everybody as everybody. So it's a good match.
You showed me. It's good.
Yep. So this thing, it doesn't count, right?
Right.
Okay, so it goes right here, but it's still play.
All right, and before my turn ends, I'm going to swap rolling headlock to take the double arm drop.
Okay. I got a 10.
Oh my god, 9. His dice.
I'll apply pressure.
Apply pressure. Yeah, you're good.
No, let me see now. How many cards in my hand now? I have 13. With this will be 14 with 2 cards because the third one doesn't count.
10.
I got an 8.
All right.
Hold on, guys. I want to point out the stops don't count for whether you can play follow-ups or finish, but they do count for other card effects. So it will count for a show of force.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they do resolve for card effects.
Yes.
Gotcha.
By the way, does it apply if I play like a card like straight down or something like that? I can play it and I'll draw 2 cards because of
yes, it counts as having the cards in play. It just does not count for whether or not you can play a follow-up or a finish.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just not for the card check for playing lead, follow-up, finish.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got you.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna go with the. Nope, that's a wrong card. Double arm drop. I draw 2 cards again.
Ray does not move cards from his play area, Mr. Mike. He discards from hand to add cards from discard pile to his hand. So he's basically juggling cards from discard pile to hand.
That's an 8.
6. What is your 5, by the way?
My 5 is a grapple, sir.
It's grapple. Okay.
I will play strike down.
Strike down is good.
I have now 15 cards.
All right.
That's 8.
9. Discard running variant. We're gonna try our main steel boot shots.
All right, Harvey.
All right, there we go.
I'll
Yeah.
play super
All
hip
right, cool.
toss.
And you're muted on there, so cool. We can now
Super
do
hip
commentary.
toss.
Yay! All right, folks. So
I got a 10.
our commentary is now set up.
9.
So we do have a few people watching, and for this interesting match
sweep
between
up the buddy
Mr.
boy.
Ray and everybody. Ooh, everybody going for that grapple finish.
We will elbow strikes that.
Yeah, there was a rules clarification a minute ago as far as with this particular stipulation. It had to be stated that
I got a 7.
cards like the strike down still in this format,
6.
even though you're playing the stop, and it's not counted for the lead follow-up finish mechanic,
What do you beat
it's
down?
still seen in play, and strike down still gets that bonus.
We will leg lock.
After that ruling was made, it looked like the everybody
12.
Edo Ortiz there got a little aggressive.
8.
Like
Yeah, oh yeah.
he realized like maybe he was a little unsure starting into this match.
Yeah, I mean, like he likes having cards in his
Run out
hand.
very-
So I think the thought that he couldn't
Beat down.
use those cards to help him, like draw more, was a little off-putting. But once he got that confirmed, man, he's
9.
spamming finishers like Young Bucks spam super kicks.
8.
Like he's really trying to get there, and I can't blame him. You got to put
Play
press
double
1P
arm
down
drop.
early. If you keep press 1P in the game, he will find a way to beat you. And that's just
He is
Yep, you're good.
is like a velociraptor. He kind of pokes and he prods until he finds the weakness, and then he formulates the plan based on that.
Yep.
And he goes for that jugular once
11.
he finds that weakness.
oh yeah.
Okay. 9.
And one of the advantages he
I'm
has,
just
like
little rough cleaning here, trying to set up to
yeah,
make the run of the tournament
Playing
here
power
just a
bomb?
little more efficient, adding some equipment.
Yeah.
Never have too much equipment. Ladies
Oh,
like
no.
equipment.
oh yeah. I mean,
Yep, you're good.
I'm not really one with a lot of equipment, but it's the
Something
motion
for
of
the
the
mat.
equipment I hear. But
Take
Press
down.
1P picked a really good character choice for this.
Everybody beat down.
Because
So-
Mr. Ray, if you can find a way to clear your
So
board with like an
get stem to the
apocalypse
mat,
or
everybody
things
beat down.
like that,
Yeah.
Mr. Ray being able to recycle the stops is very useful as usual.
That's
So-
a 9.
It's gonna if he starts rolling those techniques, he's gonna have a good
5.
chance of spamming things. The problem, of course, is unlike with most people,
I have.
his technique isn't gonna win him many turn rolls against everybody, especially when everybody has no cards in deck. So
Yeah, and bear in mind too, it's not even a matter of the recycling of the
20
card.
cards in your hand.
With
So explain
the choice there, Mr. Ray,
Yes, you
he can even
have-
use offensive cards repeatedly
yeah.
and try to recycle
I have show of
those from
force and I
discard
have
if they
this.
do get stopped.
The super button
And
build.
once those stops is in play, they're not really going to help Edo lead toward a finish. So
And
he can play
directors of
extremely
operation.
aggressive by looping and just repeating a card or two on his own turn until
Yeah.
those stops are gone.
hmm Well, the problem with the offensive thing is that his technique's not going to win him many turn rolls against everybody. Because everybody's getting, probably at this point, I believe, a +2 to each turn roll. So, like, even if he rolls a 5, that 7's not going to win press 1P the turn. So,
Yeah, but
like, it
there
hurts
is a sense that
offensively.
He turns things around a little bit by cutting down the hand size.
Yeah.
You know, if he can apocalypse or he can do something else to clear that board and clear those cards away, that's going to help.
Yeah.
But really, for the everybody, the biggest thing is not the cards on the table; it's the cards in his hand.
Yeah, which it looks like he has his whole deck in his hand at this point. He's got, what, 4, 8, 9, 10 cards in play between Discord, so
with it in play,
he's got tons of cards in hand.
She'd then have
His
19,
maximum hand size
I
is
still have
probably,
a lot
what,
less. I will
18 or
double armbar you.
18 at this point?
Yeah, Harvey looked
So-
at the count, and it was 18 the last count.
Yeah. 4 from his grapple finish, and then 4 for the leads in play, so yeah, it should be 18.
I got an
Oh,
8.
20! 20 because of Director of Operations, so yeah, he probably has,
6.
at this point, 19
I'll put
cards
this
in hand.
back.
6.
And yeah, that means that finish on that is going to be
an 8
pretty
again.
hard hitting.
We got a 9, folks.
Oh,
It's a turn.
that, like we said, if you let press 1P hang in too long,
Yeah, he definitely knows how to turn a bad situation around.
yep.
But his strength isn't even so much the turnaround. It's like you said, the longevity.
Yeah.
But the longer the game goes, the more information he has about how you're playing.
Yeah, because eventually,
and what cards you do and don't have available to you.
Yeah, because eventually it's going to get hard for everybody to recycle the cards in his deck, so that he can get that hand size. So once he clears the board, he's obviously going to drop his hand size, lose some cards that way.
Stretch for nothing.
But ooh,
no stretch for nothing. Okay.
All right. I mean, it's never for nothing because it always sets you up for the next move.
9.
Though of course
6.
everybody at this point.
Beatdown.
Ooh.
Yep.
And that's. Press 1P is going to need a 10 to kick out of this, I imagine.
That's a 10.
Yeah,
you have to get a 10.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough
10.
breakout, possibly.
You need a grapple.
9.
1.
1. Look for that grapple.
8.
2.
10.
Oh!
Wow! You saw that
Wow.
dice. That was crazy.
Yeah.
The lady
That was
luck
crazy.
on
It
his
literally
side, I
hung on that.
believe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I gotta do this card. Give me a second there.
Ooh.
That was cool.
Ooh, wow. Yeah,
And now
and
here again,
That
the
becomes
knowledge
16.
now, the cards that was in play now all being in the discard.
Mhm.
This gives him just a massive amount of knowledge to know what card numbers is available.
Yep.
And
Discard
Edo's
overrun, feeling
pretty much
dangerous.
deck is gone at this
I
point.
discard one more
So
card.
everything's either in his hand or it's visible
Yep.
to press 1P.
Discard hyper
Oh, yeah.
extend as well.
Press 1P still has plenty of cards left in the deck and in hand to where Edo doesn't know exactly what's going to
12?
be coming at him.
Whew, but that 12 though. Yeah.
Lamb to the mat.
Now Edo is going
Yep.
for another hand size increase here to try to recuperate some of what he lost when that
Yep.
board cleared.
Yeah,
Get his
I mean,
board back up.
we'll probably be seeing a
This time, go
lariat,
ahead.
maybe, or. Ooh.
Hey.
I mean, he's always been good with the lariats, but I hear he's been sprinkling in a power bombs
one
too.
through
So.
threes are new discard pile.
1 through 3s.
Oh.
Yeah, he could surprise us here.
I think all of his 1, 2, 3s were in his hand, but. Which is the scary part
None of
for
them.
Press 1P. None of them. Yep,
Okay.
they're all in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
hey,
just
man.
To be able to, just to be able to stall out and prevent that initial card, prevent that lead from getting in play. Those cards, a lot of Super Show games, a lot of people sacrifice the 1, 2, and 3 stops that stop the leads, and they put other cards with static effects, turn roll boost,
Yep.
one that lets you draw cards on certain turn rolls and things.
Series of hit
And
tosses.
in this format, those are especially important to slow down your opponent.
What's that do?
Yeah.
Each player would flip a
We
card.
have any results from any of the other matches?
I flip.
I've not seen results come in from any of the other
Because
matches
it looks like the Cannoli and Steven Moonstar are not in their room anymore.
I'll play
Big
360.
Bad Bobby D and Mark Perry are not in their rooms either. So it looks like we might have 2 matches completed.
Yep. You're
They've
good.
not reported in yet, but that doesn't mean that they have not already finished the match.
Back.
Yeah. So if any of them are listening, they should
Ready, Beatdown?
go to the group and report their results so that we
Power
can,
bomb.
keep them up to date and get them into matches.
Yeah, there's a post right there for everybody who's playing in the group
16
to
cards
put
again.
the results for this
Okay.
round,
Mhm.
just to allow the organizers to keep the bracket
9?
going and
8.
moving as the tournament progresses.
Okay.
Play Buddy Beatdown.
Polka, I'm not really. I don't want to go anywhere near the buddy building to lock anyone
It's
in it.
a 7, 8,
But this is probably it. Ooh.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
That's the
14.
game.
GP.
Yep, and that's the game with
He
everybody
tried to
getting the
turn that
win.
around. He had a chance, but yeah, that's going to be one for the everybody. That's going to send Press 1P starting down into the bottom bracket there, trying to
All right,
recover from that.
why don't we move into the Bobby Ohio versus the LFF World Champion room so we can get some more goodness going and see how they're going. Move you there.
All right, let's see what's going up there.
I remember stopping it.
All right. Grapple 9.
What,
You draw 1 card.
what crowd meter are you at, Serge?
0.
Okay, cool.
0. Here you go with that.
I got a submission
That's enough.
7, so I'll draw 1 for the divert.
Yeah, but say you draw. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Alright, I'm at max hand of 12.
speaking of zero, Bobby O got that big O on his shirt, that big zero right there.
Oh yeah, he's
Let's
Bobby
go
O
with
is definitely zero.
yay.
Yeah, but Bobby O, it's kind of surprising
Yeah.
he's
Go to
still
tornado
zero.
slam.
He is the self-proclaimed crowd
Was
meter
that
champion.
follow-up grapple?
Let me
Yep,
roll
he
my
is.
turn roll with the plus.
But they're at crowd
He
meter
has
zero,
to
so he's
change
not.
up his play
Let me roll
style
my
since
next
he's
turn
had
roll
a
with
little bit
plus
taste of
one,
gold
two.
there with the
Give me.
Yeah.
Bluegrass.
No, you're not going to. It's going to be a snap kick.
I do have another one.
So it's a
Snap kick.
Shaggy
Friendly draw.
Shark versus.
Alright.
I imagine Bobby O's
I
playing
appreciate
himself.
No problem.
Kind friend.
Technique
9.
5.
I'm being nice.
Oop. So I draw a
I'm
card.
being nice to you again.
I was
1,
gonna say,
2,
we may have
3,
to wait
4,
and
5,
see
6,
since he's
7,
off
8,
camera
9,
there,
10,
but
11, 12, 13.
I
have
would
to get rid of
imagine
a
that's who
card.
he'd be playing since his competitor was released
I will
recently
get
and he
rid
has
of-
had some success with
Hold
it.
on, let me get rid of a card first.
Let me post the challenge link to the
I'll get
Twitch
rid
chat
of the
so they can follow along.
reverse head drop.
So they can look at the ranking. Baby Shark,
Alright, you can
yep.
play.
Yeah. Mila's favorite competitor. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Baby Shark is an excellent competitor.
Oh, this is wait a minute. Are you putting your stops to the side? Because they don't count, right?
Big
You
guy.
gotta
I've been keeping them in there.
Okay.
My only two that I played have been backdrop and snap.
They're
I know
not
which ones I
posting the
played in
results in the thread. They're just posting them
I
in
first
the
played a regular
forum.
lead, then I played a.
So
Okay.
Bob
regular
Dunn
model.
went over the hardcore champion.
All right,
Cannoli
I
went
was
over
making sure I did
Moonstar,
not
and
touch
the big guy went over Jokerfish.
Well,
don't keep them off screen.
All right. So
How was
you
the
said
battle?
Keep them
that,
on screen
the
so I can still see
Brain
'em.
picked up the
Keep
win.
them on screen so I can still see them.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Big Bad Bobby D.
Okay.
He is no longer known as the Brain.
Calm down, cow shark.
Well, we
You're no
can
cowboy. You're a
correct
cow
that.
shark. You
All right, and then
and
who with the Cannoli
All right,
match?
still my turn. All right,
The
let's
Cannoli
go
went
with
over
the-
Steven, with Steven
Go
Moonstar.
with,
Yeah. Cannoli
press
went over
line.
Moonstar.
Press slam to
Yeah,
the
and now for folks watching, this is a double elimination tournament. So these folks, do have a chance of coming
Kick it to
back
the corner.
and having success in the bottom of the
got it.
bracket.
Mhm.
This is not over for them. We do have a matchup already now on the
Power
bracket,
6.
though, with these last two matches. Looks like everybody is going to be facing off with the Cannoli in the next round.
Umpski.
Mm-hmm.
1,
Yep,
2, 3,
and,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
The big
9,
guy went over
10
Jokerfish.
cards.
The big guy with the Jokerfish. All
Strike
right.
8.
Back to
All
6.
right, and
Alright.
You got him.
I gotta discard. I have to
all right.
discard one.
So we have two new matches set up: Press 1P versus Steven Moonstar,
I'll
and
discard snap headlock.
the Cannoli versus Anthony Perry. Let me.
I'm gonna play lead strike.
Yep. In
Lucky
the
shot.
in the bottom bracket there, the first match there is going to be the Press 1P versus the Steven Moonstar.
Yep, and
And
they.
then in
Yep, and they're
the
good to go,
current
right?
bracket, there's no-
Look at Lucky
Yeah,
Shot.
they can
Dave.
go ahead
Look
and
at
play and
Lucky
report
Dave.
that
Look at
match,
Lucky
though.
Shot.
Yes.
If you have fewer cards in your hand than your opponent, draw one card. Your maximum hand size is +1 for each lead you have in play. So I was just gonna raise my max hand size.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Well,
5,
I was
6,
just
7,
curious.
8,
He's going
9,
to talk
10.
to Bobby here
You
for
want,
just a second.
you want a
I'll
lot
see
of
how
cards.
he's
It's
running.
good. It's good.
All right, I have 11 in. I
Bobby,
have 11
we hate to
hand.
interrupt,
Let's
but
card
we're
lead.
watching here. What competitor are you using tonight?
He's using himself.
1, 2, 3,
You are
4,
using yourself.
5,
Okay,
6,
thank you,
7,
sir.
8,
The
9,
audience
10.
out there watching on the stream, they appreciate that information.
Yeah.
You guys have fun.
Absolutely.
I now have a max hand size
Thank
of
you,
17.
Harvey.
So there you have it. Straight
Hear me,
from
Bobby?
Harvey is some kind
it
of
wasn't
guy.
from Bobby O. It was
I
straight
heard
from
you.
the
I
horse's
heard you.
mouth.
17 is my
Take care
current
of my
max hand
turtle.
size.
Tell him about it. That
I don't care how
confirmed.
many cards
Bobby
your
Ohio
fans
is
can
in
hold.
fact playing his own competitor.
Let's go.
Agility 9.
Oh yeah.
10.
I mean, and there's been a
Alrighty.
few new cards that came out
Got
to
that on that 1, 2,
to help
3,
Bobby,
4,
like
5, 6,
a
7,
couple
8,
cards
9,
with E in the
10,
name.
11. Got it.
Yeah, but
you
this is always something that we love to see.
let's
For
go
folks who are not
with-
aware, you can't have a competitor made in the Super Show, and a lot of times folks will memorialize, themselves or a friend or loved one. These two gentlemen are actually playing their own competitors in the game tonight against each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of a rare occurrence sometimes. It's
I'm
becoming
going
a
to
little bit more
play-
common, but something we love to see when somebody's able to create that competitor themselves and put that love and care into it, and then enjoy playing it.
All right, so it looks
go
like
ahead and go
Dread
up in a
Pirate
sub.
and Chris Pate
Only sub and play.
have left
submission
the
on?
room.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have a new results coming inbound
Only
for
seven
that.
play this, including your stops.
Ooh, maybe.
My stops. All I have is
we do have the collector going over Andrew Mackey.
Then that's good, my man.
Hey, let's see what we got. So, 3 to my technique, 1 to my submission. Technique will be an 8, submission will be a 9, and add a card with eating the name from my discard pile in my hand, which are none.
Which
so
are
rolling it up, and power 10.
Oof! I need a grapple. That's a grapple.
And
I knew it was going to be a grapple too.
The pirate just went over Chris Pate.
Good bro. So the stops clear out. So the stops clear from there too, right?
Yeah, it's everything that's in play.
Oh, that's actually a little surprising, given that the Ricky
I knew it was going to be a grapple. I'm like, he lives in the water.
Arguably considered one of the contenders for the play of the year.
Yeah.
9.
All right, I don't get the draw this time.
Nah, we done with that. We done with them games. Stop doing that. How about lead grapple, scoop slam?
How about a snap punch?
Ooh.
Friendly draw.
Oh, you meanie. All right.
Man, for crowd meter champion, they're really keeping the crowd meter low in this one.
Yeah.
They are. This is kind of a quiet match too.
Stay on the table. Come on.
These two gentlemen are usually pretty boisterous and talk a lot. Bobby Ohio is a big, loud personality, and
I got this card. I have 11.
He must be taking this match very seriously because both these gentlemen seem
I have 11 as well, but I don't have to
quiet and serious tonight.
Thank you for that information, Chris. I appreciate that worthless piece of info.
Sharon is Karen,
this card body question. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know either one of those chicks.
So it looks like the
I don't know
matches
Sharon,
for the first round we've got going right now. We've got Hold the Line playing against Ken Fouché, and we've got the last two to wrap up in the first round.
Awesome.
All right, so let me
I know exactly what that. Yeah, I know exactly what that does. That's the grapple version of the snap punch I played earlier, of the lucky shot.
And
yeah.
Alrighty.
So the collector
You're slamming,
and the
so you get +1 unit turn roll, and you get to draw a card.
And it is.
I got. You got 10 cards at least.
Mekhi versus Ricky Riot.
I got 9.
So you draw a card.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate your courtesy. I should have.
What did you roll?
Technique 5.
Oh, so did I. Technique 5. Bump.
Yeah. I got a discard now. 1, 2, 3.
No, you don't. You have a max hand size of 11.
10, 11.
That's your hand size.
I was just messing with you. Thank you. But I'll get it. Oh, power 10.
Power 6.
All right, now I got to discard.
This is turning out to be a very interesting
I'm going to discard.
Probably let's not even sure exactly what's going on here. But,
I'm going to play.
Both players have very few cards in play, and very meticulous, very slow here. The illustrious one just doesn't even know how to commentate this match at this point. It looks like Bobby O is getting a skill card out there. Not see what that card was.
Super hip toss.
Yeah.
Friendly draw.
Super.
And looks like he got stopped. So looks like the Shaggy Shark there is not gonna allow the follow-ups in play that easily.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't you have 11 in hand?
We're going to
11 in your hand
Oh
size.
yeah. I keep forgetting I got that dang on card in play. Thank you. Looking stupid right now. Thank you.
It doesn't take much for that to happen.
He's starting to loosen up, starting to talk a little bit more.
Grapple
That's
9.
his normal style when he's
Strike
when he's
8.
playing the super short roll on the dice.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
So he must be feeling a little more comfortable, feeling like he's in his groove, like
I
he's
walked right into that.
got
Now you have to
something
discard a
going
card.
here.
Yeah.
We're going to.
And that could spell trouble for the current
I'm going
world
to
champion.
discard.
Yeah.
we'll say world champion for now. We don't know how things will turn out the next day or so.
Well,
defend that title soon.
Yes, you are.
Well, we all know how Impact works, so we know Bombada's laying down for his balls. I mean, like.
What would that do?
We know that. I mean, that's we all know the answer to that.
+3 to my next turn roll, and I get to draw a card.
Harvey looks not really going to comment
elevated
on
armbar, friendly draw.
The group there, the Impact, the finger bang guys, they go around putting a little finger bang all over the post on the Facebook. Harvey also not even sure about what all the finger bang is supposed to be about.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
I mean,
it kind of sounds inappropriate.
Yeah, there's a lot of the groups of people that go around doing the finger banging.
10, 11, 12, 13,
which,
have to get rid of a card.
I mean, I guess a lot of people like finger banging.
Because
you got the firing squad too that do the finger bangs.
They do it as a group. Usually the Impact they individually when they do it.
True.
I'm gonna play lead submission.
That is 100% true. Firing squad usually finger bangs them as a group, and Impact will finger bang by themselves.
Yeah, they at least line up and they look at the camera and look at somebody and they all finger bang that person.
Yeah, if I have another submission and play your opponent.
Yeah, firing squad they do a group finger bang. Yeah,
that's good.
Whereas Impact will just wave that finger bang in anywhere.
In the name, so I draw a card.
Boo!
Bobby Ohio looks like he's got quite a few cards in his hand at this point too. We saw him going through his deck looking for a card to shuffle back to return a minute ago. So he looks like he's got a very healthy hand of cards, and he looks like he's picking through getting some options. The Bombada's got pretty good handful of cards as well, but his discards piled up pretty high also. It's hard to see from here, but it looks like the Bombada may only have about 5 or 6 cards maybe left in the deck.
I take 1 strike from my discard pile, attack from my hand.
All right. Apparently, we have results for more matches, as the hardcore champ is asking for room
Beatdown,
placements.
Kabuki,
I don't see the results in the forum, but I did set the rooms up the way that they said.
Bootlace, and that's it.
I have to figure out who won what.
Yeah, sure. Bring back the strike.
They said Harry was hold the line. Harry was going to be going up against the Brain, and Mark Perry's going up Ken Fushi. So it looks like from that hold the line Harry went over Ken Fushi, the Grim Librarian.
Ooh, okay. He's been on a bit of a
discard. I will discard.
Hold the line here. He's got another fast start here in the tournament. It'll be interesting to watch. I would listen. May want to sit in and comment and watch that one in a minute here. If they get that started, the Brain versus the hold the line here. Sorry, the Big Bad Bobby D.
Big Bad
Bobby D. What's your discard?
The
stops?
Hold the line here.
To be exact.
Yeah. I mean.
Kick it to the corner, snap kick, and that's it.
Is this the only? This is the only match left in the first match left, isn't it?
All right, this is knockout slam.
And it's crowd meter 0 for the crowd meter champ.
Grapple. What does that do?
Your opponent next turn roll is -2. When this card is in play, the match has no DQ.
Ah, that card. Ah.
That card. And I get +1 to my turn roll.
So that way you can play your strike finish and not lose by disqualification.
Just a maybe. Just a maybe.
I think so.
I mean, you never know. I may fool up and do it again like I did last time.
Oh, wait. Is it CM1?
You're good.
Hold on.
All right.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like he's counting.
Yeah, I got a 7 to a 5.
Bobby was asking
CM1 now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I was looking at the 6-sided
die. 7 to a 5.
So, all right. It's CM1.
I got a 5 to a 6.
He's crowd meter 1. Okay. That's, at least they
what's the name on that card again?
Had a kick out there. That would explain all the cards in this card.
Slam.
With this slam still. It's still kind of a low crowd meter for Bobby.
I totally thought they were in here with us until Jeff just talked right there.
Whether it's win or lose, he just likes to really drive that crowd meter up, frustrate his opponent, try to get into their head by either getting the finishes out repeatedly himself and rolling low to let them get a little confidence, get kicked out, or to kick out himself.
Do it, finish strike.
Depends on him.
There he goes.
I'll go with
he's going to make a little bit of a mind game out of that.
Have a strike, stop a strike, each draw a card.
Does he have a
Oh,
strike
really?
play?
Oh, 1, 2,
It's hard to see Bobby's
10,
play
11.
area
All right,
fully,
that
so
works.
I don't know what cards he has in
That
play or
works.
not in play.
9.
Yeah,
grab.
it looks like he has a pair
10
of grapples
grapple.
in play.
Oh,
Yeah.
get
But
off
he-
of my porch!
But he did just get
What
back
are
right.
you doing
so,
here, man?
and he
13,
didn't
I
bat
have to
an
get
eye
rid of a
at it.
card.
So
I'll get rid
I
of,
assume
Strike
somewhere he has a strike
and I'll
in play.
play
Yeah.
Oh, he's at Beatdown somewhere,
can't really see
apparently.
Much more than
follow-up
Bobby's
strike, dive through the ropes.
dice
Yeah.
rolls in his hands.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we have the Twitch chat because I keep missing things from doing the
no,
breakout
I'm all right.
rooms. But Bobby has a strike down in play, or beat down in play. Beatdown.
7. Strike.
Beatdown makes more sense
Power
because it's
6.
eat. But yeah, Bobby likes to eat,
Man.
and he's out of deck. So whew, that's a good position to be in.
Cards.
Yeah, like that was what the illustrious one was saying a minute ago. He was confirming that he only had like 2 cards left in the deck.
Yep.
And that was just a few months ago. So now he's managed to work through those last few cards.
Mhm.
We'll go
Now,
with, his finished
with this stipulation, it still uses the standard card meter, so it
Spinning
still
elbow,
has
each draw.
disqualification and count out. There is a possibility that Bobby
You draw
Ohio
a card. Oh, you
could
got it.
actually
You got a
even
deck.
try for
I
a
don't
count
have
out
to-
victory.
Yeah.
All right.
7.
Yeah, definitely.
5.
Ooh,
And
Wow.
if we're not mistaken, the Bombarded
Let's go to
did just
Armenian
roll
still
a 5 there. So he's given up some ground here,
Follow
letting
up.
Bobby start
Submission.
to win a few turns in a row, put
unless you
some
got his back
combinations
already.
together.
Next up.
Panic slam.
ooh.
Panic.
I don't know
You
if
have a
I would have
submission
went
later,
with
right?
that. I might have just passed
Yeah.
and buried.
Yes,
but...
armbar.
Yep. I just don't get the armbar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bombarded,
Power 10.
I think
Oh,
the Bombarded
Strikes. 8.
was thinking about
bury my
getting
finish,
the
bro. Hold on.
card out of his hand, getting it out there,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna bury my finish grab.
he's looking at the
Oh,
numbers,
going
and
for
he's
the
maybe
grapple.
looking at that possibility to count out himself.
Well, no,
You know,
I was more
he's-
wondering, with Bobby Ohio just going for
Sub
the
8.
boot shots rather than
Agility
just
9.
burying. But
You are still on
because
my porch.
if he passed and buried,
Pass and bury, kick it
he
to
might
the
have
corner.
gotten that finisher. So
Is that your
Bobby,
deck?
if he was
Kick it to the
thinking
corner
about
right
that count
now.
out, was trying to
Yep.
get that card out of his
Yep.
hand and maybe get back a stop
All
that
right,
got
that's
cleared
fine.
earlier with
Yeah.
the breakout and
Oh,
went to the
5.
crowd meter 1. Something that
All
would help
right,
him
it's
get
like
to
you
that count out.
Strike
Whereas
8.
that follow-up has to get out there while he's got a lead possible to play it.
12 in hand. What stops you in your discard pile?
Hey, being like Jeff.
Hey, you just asked me just before.
That's nothing. We're not talking about me right now. We're not talking about myself. Kick, hip toss, punch.
It looked like the cannoli actually went
And
over
that's
to
it.
everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
Was
My
it
discard
Crab Meter
pile.
1?
And in play, you got
Kick.
armbar.
No, that was another match that had the Crab Meter 1, but it
And
does
that's
look like the cannoli did actually
Kick,
secure
hip
the
toss,
victory
punch.
over the
All my stops on my
everybody.
discard, and I got armbar on play.
Wow, that's it? So you have a handful of stops?
all right.
I got a handful of love. Chris. That's all.
You got a handful of bull. Is what you
Yeah, that's good. That I don't know who the cannoli's playing, but going over everybody, that's a tough one.
follow up strike, daredevil dive.
We saw Press 1P failed to do it, so
Oh my goodness. You got another one in play?
Yeah, I do. I got 2 other strikes in play.
Yeah.
that means
Beatdown.
everybody's going to take
Alright.
on the
That's
winner
the,
of
draw-
Andrew
this is the
Mackey and
draw
Ricky
card.
Riot. So that'll be an interesting
I
match.
got no
that's
more
eat.
cards on my
Yep.
deck.
That will be another
Yes,
interesting
sir. Come
one.
on, numbers. 8. Mission.
8 strike.
We should get the berry. So we go
Oh, if we're freaking Mac.
7.
Yeah.
7.
It seems like the
9.
big issue here is both competitors are having a hard time trying to recur, and it seems like the cards
pass
they have in their
and
hand are not the cards that they
Bury the
want.
daredevil dive.
Yeah,
And they're both trying to figure out how to get to those other cards.
yeah. I think
And as you said, there's the possibility of passing a turn and Baron, but it may be that
Power
both of them
10.
again are trying to go for the count out, and they're afraid
Grapple
of
10.
doing that and leaving the other cards in their hand.
What?
yeah. I mean, like
Hold up.
Go
Can we
if
get a replay on this dice tower? I think it's a button on there. You just
if
flip it, like.
if he's Bobby, if he's going for a count out, I think that might end up
grapple
costing
9.
them the match because it's just
Sub 7.
I think he could have got, if he would have passed the buried instead of playing boot shots, I think he might have been the winner already.
Yeah, but that's the only reason. Unless maybe he just got a little shook up by something, didn't realize the chance of possibility he had there.
Yeah.
But
I know you
in
are.
Harvey Lester's mind, it's one of those things that kind of looked like that's what he was going for, was trying to get that card out of his hand, just in case the board did get cleared somehow, so that he wouldn't get stuck with that follow-up in his hand.
Yeah,
and
but the size of his hand, though,
it's try to go for a count out. It can happen very easily sometimes, but more often than not, it's something you have to work really hard to get to, and trying to go for it, can kind of blow up in your face.
Yeah, well, he's burying the Armenian steel boot shots now, so I mean, I don't know.
Well, I got to take 5.
Again, burying that specific card, when he could just bury the card that he's wanting to get from it, because he's going to use it to recur something else.
Yep.
That's a little odd.
Finish grapple.
Kick it to the corner.
Maybe he's thinking, play the finish grapple. He can now put the steel boot shots.
But he could just pass the bury. He could have played the finish grapple. Then hit this turn if you want. Pass the bury the finish grapple. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
Really,
Here we go.
Power boot shots to try to get the finish back is no different than just pass on the turn and
Power 6.
because he's already got his call-ups, his cards.
No, the die actually fell out of him.
Not playing finish that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God! He got a whole basket
of really kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the others.
Armenian steel boot.
That brings back grapple and sub, right?
Yeah. See, Harvey Lester thinks he's gonna go back for that grapple finish. He may pull for like a stop or something as a sub. Right? I'm not sure what exactly he would go for as a sub.
Soaring suplex.
But if he goes back for that finish, it's kind of silly because he could have literally just
if your grapple skill is greater than your opponent's grapple skill, stop any submission.
And now
your opponent discards one random card from their hand.
And he has to discard a random card.
Oh, that is so
with that soaring, like walking into that, like
that is so beautiful. I'm gonna shuffle up.
This is something we may
it's an A plus.
It's
a skill requirement on an A plus agility to run it.
Well, so if we do inquire, make sure you ask, because he never responds while the bee asks him questions.
6.
He'll just say you're nosy, and that'll be the end of the conversation.
5, 6, folks. This is a discard.
Yeah, Harvey Lester just wants to know what he was trying to occur with the steel boot shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous. Like, that was really nice.
Yeah, that looked like that could have been a painful discard.
Sub 8.
And,
you heard that, huh?
Mamata has tried to put these guys in the tower.
I just missed the back of the dice tower completely, and it bounced all the way.
Yeah, that's something that the Bombata is
Long Island. Look at you.
We heard the dice hitting the floor. I'm not sure if he had to switch dice or if he was able to recover that.
I just watched it bounce away. I was like, what?
He crawled down to go get it. It looked like he may have just switched dice.
Yeah,
and that could be a big factor here as well. Anytime you're changing out dice, if you had a die that was hot or cold, you may be changing those outs a little
7.
bit.
Oh man!
Daredevil dive, follow up strike.
Harvey Lester is not a Vegas casino man. Maybe the Markef and Perry. We may ask him later just to see what he thinks. Because he does live out there in the Vegas, and see if that is a huge changer of the odds on the craps table as such. But one would think that would play a factor here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
Might come in your house, turn the light on.
I'm trying to think, what is the other card I want to add to my hand? Oof. I don't have many cards in this discard pile.
I mean, we should also point out, this is still a first round match, so...
We've already had...
That's the first follow-up I had in play that's not a stop.
Second round matches.
Right.
The Noli has already taken down the everybody. And we're still waiting on this match.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
speaking
11
of the
in
dice,
hand.
whether the dice are running hot, running cold,
Yeah.
We could even have the big guy who is waiting on the winner of this match. That could affect him because the dice could start to run cold on him as well.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it looks like Press 1P has a victory over Steven Moonstar. in the bottom bracket.
Where's that 5?
Steven
9.
Moonstar is going to be our first
5.
elimination
I
for
didn't
the
say
night.
4 plus 5. I just
But
wanted
for
the
Press
5
1P,
by
that's good
itself.
news because that means that he's
Like by itself.
still in it, still alive, and got a chance
What
we
of
got?
running through that bottom bracket.
Yeah, I mean,
and coming back
what
shot at the title.
what I think Press 1P has to worry about is if there is a chance for him to go up against everybody. Now, do you think Press 1P will want that revenge and then fix all the mistakes he might have made? Or do you think he just wants to avoid that loss on his record and not
this is not
get that rematch?
right now.
Probably one of the things that the Press 1P would relish that, because again, what makes him so strong in those long matches is the knowledge he picks up and how he's fighting. And there was a little bit of luck that played the factor into that match. I mean, this is always a dice game.
What does that stop?
Given that it's still something that we could always look at. That Press 1P picked up a lot of knowledge.
What does it do with you?
He's going to know what cards are going to be there, but he's going to know kind of how everybody plays those cards and what combinations to watch for.
Alrighty.
7. Strike.
Grapple 10. Pass and bury the finish strike.
Oh my.
I know Bobby wants to hit his finish strike since he played the Avert Your Eyes.
Grapple 9.
Grapple 10!
Oh my God!
Finish, it looks like it's just a matter of who gets
finish
the
strike.
It looks like Bombada got the roll, got his finish first.
It? How many cards you got today?
1, 2, 3, 4,
And I
5, 6, 7,
don't know how
8,
many
9,
there is,
10,
but
and the finish
we
makes
can
11.
see some stops here, some submissions that stop the strikes in front of us. So Bobby Ohio may be in trouble here. He may actually be out of the stops for the strike finish.
But he's going to taunt.
Yeah, you can. What, are you taunting me?
Yeah, he's counting the hand size. He may be checking to see if that's an option to use the spectacle to recur a stop or to maybe taunt. If you can recur a stop from the discard and be able to use it, or if you can stop your opponent and shuffle back their finish.
It's here. I just got a lot going on in my life right now,
so empty deck. So it wouldn't be as strong, but the strongest bunch would be to recur a stop if you had one in that discard. Taunt or putting the card back in the discard.
All right, I pass and bury, dive through the ropes
put that finish back in the Bombada's hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if he's able to win this next roll, he's just going to hit that finish anyway.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's
just
see
kind
if
of
we
a
can do it
stall
now. Let's see if we
tactic.
got
Bobby's
it.
just hoping for a better roll this turner.
5.
Bobby hitting that strike finish.
It sounded like the Bombada rolled a 5, so Bobby did get lucky and get that roll.
Let's
Is
do it.
that the grapple he went back with again?
Cards with
Yes.
slamming in the name. I mean, slamming in the name +1, so it was going to be +2 to everything. And I shuffle any card with slam in it back to my
he really
deck.
that was his game plan all along,
Let's do
even with the
slam.
steel boot shots.
Which slamming card do you have in play?
Put the guarantee back in the deck and just
it's finished, yeah.
kept trying to get the steel boot shots to recur
I
that.
shuffle these back.
So maybe he was just excited and nervous, and he just didn't realize the play that he was
let's see
making
what we
there.
got.
Because he did hurt himself, and it took him a few more turns to get that
got a
finish back to what he
7,
wanted.
To a 9.
8, 9.
9.
Yeah.
So agility and grapple. There's the grapple. Cry me to 2.
So there's still a chance for a breakout here.
Again?
And he did.
And there it is.
Again, though.
Cried me to 2.
Awesome game.
And
Awesome game.
and he now Bobby has a deck full of slam cards now, so we'll see if that helps.
Let's do it. Let's do it, brother. Do it. 6.
5.
Hey, what's first? Look at that. Look at that. Scoop slam, lead grapple.
Shuffle.
We're
I know that's what you're going to do.
Shuffle what? No, I'm not. I just put all my slams back. I'm drawing a card. I get a +1.
And it looks like
I get a
Mark
+1 to
F. and
this.
Perry is our second elimination.
6 to a
Kira
7.
Fushi was able to pull out the victory over Mark Perry.
Go ahead.
Let's go with
So the
Rolling
hardcore
form?
champion has gotten knocked out in the first 2 games there. Second competitor gone right after Steven Moonstar. Hate to see that when you got somebody who's a champion, but maybe this was just out of his element a little bit. Maybe he's a little more comfortable with
oh my god, I thought you guys
the
did.
kendo sticks, and the hardcore match.
Yeah, but the Grandma Librarian is very legit, and I think he's
Split
and
finger lock?
he wants to reclaim the name Grim for the community, and I think he's making quite an impression.
Yeah, so that's actually going to be very interesting. Because that leaves, looks like our folks down there, the Press 1P, the Grim Librarian, and everybody all waiting on other matches here to see what's going to happen.
We're going to play that.
Yeah, I mean, this match is quite a...
you know, you can't play a finish.
Yeah, the Joker is waiting on this match, I believe. And, of course, we still have the big guy waiting on this match.
Yep.
It looks like the collector, the Sean Loeb, is a victory over the Dread Pirate tech support.
What's the other lead you haven't played besides the headlock? I can't see what it is.
That's going to send tech support down into the bottom bracket to maybe get something moving there a little. But we're going to have Sean Loeb sitting for a while here because he's going to be waiting.
So this is still in play. It's just not in play towards. It doesn't count as a follow-up being in play at all, right?
Yep.
So,
for the card effects, it does, but not for like lead follow-up finish. Ahead of finish.
Waiting to see what's going to happen here.
So if it was in play, and you say if we had another grapple in play, you got to have another grapple in play to do something. That doesn't count as it being a follow-up in play.
It does. It does.
Oh, okay.
It counts for card effects. So that counts as a card effect for that. Yeah.
So tornado slam, follow-up grapple.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So give me a +1 to this turn row.
And you can re-roll it, right?
Yeah, 10 to an 11.
You want to re-roll that, right?
I surely heck don't.
Now, it looks like Bobby Ohio definitely has the upper hand here. He does have cards in play.
And we're going to play...
Harvey Luster did not see. Was that
Press slam.
That was played as a lead as opposed to as a stop?
Yeah.
The Falling Power Slam was played as a stop. But I think the headlock
Split
was.
finger breaker,
the
double
headlock
finger
is the one that Harvey Luster was referring to.
And I'm left with dive through the ropes.
I believe that was played as a
Flying
lead for them to get those follow-ups.
Diversion drop.
Yes,
so,
I believe
he's got
drop.
a lead in a couple of follow-ups
Deep sea
now in
dive.
play.
And the finish grapple,
And the Bombada, has a clear board, and he's
oh, you can stop it.
got to figure out how to
do stop that bad boy.
No, he's left in my hand.
That's what makes this stipulation such an interesting format is, the balancing your deck between your offensive cards and your stops.
Oh yeah, you get an extra +1 because of Press Slam, right?
Usefulness.
And just for
they're
logistics, I rolled a 5.
in this format. In some aspects, but then in other aspects that you're not used to, they can be even stronger because they can slow the opponent down. Bobby Ohio, he focused on using that skill stop, that falling power slam to keep the Bombada from getting cards into play, and played that a little aggressive, but he did that knowing that he had the upper hand already.
Grapple 9.
Power 6. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
There's another turn loss there. It looks like.
He's going for a spectacle, though.
Yeah, he's looking for a spectacle because he's lost several turns in a row here. Got no cards in play. He's kind of back on his heels, and Bobby Ohio definitely has him in the corner and has the upper hand.
Once a match during your turn when you have no cards in play and at least 2 fewer cards in play than your opponent,
and
your opponent's turn roll is -3. Jay Lethal
bump
rushes opponent, so your turn roll got -3.
I'm sure there's a spectacle.
So you go from a...
Yep, Jay Lethal's bum rushing him.
That works. As long as I get the card.
Bum rushes opponent.
Right, so with the bum rush there, he takes the card back off the deck, returns it back to his hand.
6. Roll that 5 back.
5.
Oh!
And there's that 5 again from the Bombada. So
do you have anything in play that stops you from being DQ?
He may have pulled something.
Whoa. He might get DQ'd.
Double finger lock. I just drew it off with a
finger. No, you didn't.
And
Bombada just won the match.
Yes.
He just won the match.
Crowd made it too.
Hence I set up my hand the way how I wanted it after the press land. That was the only cards on my discard pile with the submissions.
And the Bombada was able to use that spectacle to set up his deck when he was hit with that press slam to make sure that stop was on the top.
What an ending,
and
guys.
And use that spectacle to draw that card. He knew it was on the top of his deck.
What an ending.
That was an impressive play.
Great game.
What an ending.
So this is kind of up there with me when I beat
glad, this
James
match
Ham with a
like
spectacle. A spectacle just helped me beat you.
and that, maybe we
That has
picked the
nothing to
wrong
do with
match to
this right
sit
now.
in on here and commentate for you folks. But with that finish to
Absolutely
this
nothing to do
match,
with this. That
that
was
was
just a good. I
just
mean, right now
fascinating
I'm
just to
giving you
see
this
that
compliment on
sort of
your
combination put together.
expertise in setting
Otto
up
was,
that right there. You
thinking
got
about
lucky
what he
is
could
what you
do
got.
once he
And I
got hit with that
appreciate the
press
fact
slam.
that you had
He
it
may
set
have even
up
had a
just in
stop
case.
for that. We
That
don't
was
know.
good.
But
Yep.
he let it
That was
hit.
good.
Thank you, brother.
He
Thank
put the
you.
cards when he buried them in the order he wanted because it
Good
allows
match.
his
Great
opponent
match.
to bury
Great
the
match, brother.
cards.
It was.
So he did
All
that.
right.
And
Pabata,
once he
stay
had
in
them
this order.
buried, he knew exactly
Okay,
what
will
that
do.
stop was, and he went for it with that spectacle.
I'm staying in this room. I'm not leaving.
Yo,
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
yes,
That
that.
was a fire game. Fire game.
All right, so
Fire
that is
game.
going to set up a match now with the Italian Bombata and the big guy. The winner of
Fire
that
game.
match is going to end up
Great
facing
match,
the
brother.
collector,
Great
Sean
match.
Loeb. And Bobby O
Yeah, they
is going
usually
to
are.
have to
They
face
end
the
up
Joker
goofy
Fish,
sometimes, but
Justin
that
Miles.
was a good one. I appreciate all those.
All right,
Ugh.
and I will send.
Okay, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. Sorry.
No, yeah, no. I was going to tell him he could let the people know that they can go to their matches.
Oh, people are waiting for us to play to go to their next match?
Yeah, you were the first round left.
But isn't it double elimination? Can they just go on the...
Yeah, yeah, but not the person that has to face you or the person that has to face Bobby.
Fair enough.
Bobby now gets to face the Joker Fish down in the bottom bracket and kind of get things moving there. We stalled out a little bit there. And with yours, you're going to get to face the big guy. We haven't got to see who the big guy brought to the table yet.
I get to play the big guy!
So that'll be
I love
interesting
playing the
to
big
find
guy!
out.
Yeah, I haven't seen the brackets, so I don't know who I'm playing in certain matches.
But that was definitely a phenomenal finish to the match. Harvey Lester saw the setup that you knew when he hit that press slam that you could stack the deck as you wanted. Now, did you have the stop for the press slam and chose not to use it?
No, I had no stop.
Or was it just coincidental that it was going to hit?
I had no stop. Every grapple stop I had was in the discard pile.
Yeah, and you know what? Bobby was so happy with that that bump that he didn't realize it was his own doom.
Yep. That's what I was like, wait, what was the turn wall? He's like, I was like,
Right,
so
here comes the big guy.
Bum
We
rush.
haven't seen his matches yet. Big guy, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Shaggy Shark. Do-do-do-do-do.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
buddy.
that looks like an interesting matchup.
And who do you get to go against? You get to go against not that fake cheetah who claims he's.
Oh no. He was asking you which competitor you were using, and you said you were using Shaggy Shark.
Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Ah. G-Flash.
Yeah, so we got lots of new competitors out here. Bobby O playing himself, who's just recently released. The Shaggy Shark has not been out for very long. J Flash just released, just what, a week ago? Just a few days ago.
A week ago today.
A lot of new competitors out
Shaggy
now.
Shark just came out this week in the payoff packs, and for people that are watching, the only way to acquire Shaggy Shark ever is in payoff packs. He will never be sold. He will never be sold on the website.
Oh, Big Bad Bobby D went over. Hold the line, Harry.
All right, well, gentlemen, you all have fun and good luck in your match.
He is the new Mr. Ray, and he'll be exclusive to only to payoff packs and mystery boxes.
Yeah, so looks like the
All right,
Big
big guy, I
Bad
need you
Bobby
to talk so
D
you
is
come
on
on
a
my
roll.
screen and they
He
come off of it.
defeated the
Gotcha.
There we
the
go.
host of the line, Harry, and he's going to be facing the cannoli.
Yep, and
Now, I'm sure that
All right,
those
let me
two
pull up
have
my
played each
J-Flash.
other
I have it
before.
right
They're
here
no
next to
strangers,
me.
the cannoli
Yeah.
and the Big Bad Bobby D.
Got it right here. When you roll agility, flip 2 cards, and bury 2 cards in your discard pile. All right.
Yeah, baby.
And you got a strike of a 10. I got a strike of a 9. So
No.
that
No.
hurts me.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you have agility of 10. I have an agility of 9. But I have a grapple of 10, and you have a grapple of 9.
Ah, that's 2 games in a row.
Yo, those sleeves.
How about those sleeves? She's a mark for herself,
wow, they are nice
Big guy,
sleeves.
good job on those sleeves. Oh my God, those are amazing.
baby. You can thank Mr. Book Roach for these. He sent them to J Flash as a birthday present.
Ah,
Yeah.
those are amazing. And you will be staring at my little buddy all match, just to let you know.
All right.
That's fine.
Looks like Ricky
meat's good.
Riot went over the Andrew Mackey, so he is going to be facing. It looks like is that everybody that he's going to be facing?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody at Ortiz.
Yeah.
So,
all right, and
why don't we check in on that match with the Cannoli and Big Bad Bobby
I'm just
D?
playing my song.
They've already gotten into their room to start their match.
all right, let me just send you
Let's
there.
go hunt. Let's go hunt. Let's go.
All right, guys, we're gonna go check on another match. So
Good. Good riddance.
We got Champion of Kickstarter. I'm drawing my 4.
I got Champion Kickstarter.
All right.
Flipping a double arm drop.
Oh, so we got the Backpack Man, and it looks like is that the Dr. Jake Hyde? Is that the name?
Yep, Dr. Jake Hill. Yep.
All right.
Jake Hill. Dr. Jake Hill. Yeah, that's right. He's the Mr. Hyde when he gets all nasty.
Technique 10 to 11.
You got it.
So it looks like Big Bad Bobby D is playing with the Doctor. Play a little
lead
Doctor
grapple,
tonight with
series
the
of
Cannoli. The Cannoli, kind of interesting choice that he would play the Backpack Man,
I'll punch that.
given the limitations on the stops in this game format.
Well, actually,
it looks
it's actually a pretty shrewd move,
Look
though,
at my hand, huh?
because
I guess my drop kick's gone.
it's gonna preventing people from getting their stops, and when their stops can't even help them advance is gonna be really powerful.
He knows with the format he can't control the board. He can't really remove cards from the board very easily.
Each player flips a
So
card.
if he can control the opponent's hand a little
Gather in
bit,
the steel chain.
we saw that with the Shaggy Shark. We've seen a few people playing gimmicks where they control the opponent's hand a little.
6
He's doing it with a gimmick that directly affects those stops.
Yep.
So if his opponent only has
5 with gimmick.
one stop,
Do not
for
have
lead,
any
if
stops.
they
The
have
only thing I added was
punch
finger
in their
lock.
hand, which normally
What'd you
would
roll
stop a
with your
grapple
strike?
lead.
I rolled a 6 to beat your
He
5.
can see that and remove that and play
I will try
that lead grapple if he wants,
lariat.
or he could even just use that
No,
knowledge, knowing
follow-up
it's there,
submission.
remove another stop from their hand, and play a lead that is a strike or a submission, knowing that they don't have the stop for it. So it's not so much even the removal from the hand here.
Yes.
You know,
How many cards you
it
got
does
here?
play a factor, but the biggest thing is the
5,
knowledge
including
that
that one.
when he does get that roll, he gets that chance to look at the opponent's hand
Mm-hmm.
to know what his chances are on the next turn, what he might be able to play.
Yeah.
Thinking here. Yeah, it's good.
Flipping a kendo stick uprising. I will shuffle back the kendo stick uprising in the series of hip tosses and then draw 2.
But yeah, I was definitely interested with that last match, though. The time it took to get to that match, to the finish, seemed like it was running long and had us
submission
worried
7.
that maybe it was
Harvey.
not really that great of a match. But then with that phenomenal finish, the
Sweet
Shaggy
salty
Shark,
impact
the
up.
Italian Bombata, they're just really outsmarted
Finishes in
Fabio,
your discard pile.
and he walked into that. He played his own finish that was a disqualification finish if it was stopped, and lost the match himself. He took a gamble, took a chance, and it backfired on him
I'm gonna drop
because
kick it.
he just got outsmarted, and that was an
Sorry,
impressive
drop kick it.
play to come from behind and do that. We
6.
don't hear enough accolades,
6.
enough compliments for the Italian Bombata, and we may never hear any ever again. But for this one moment,
Powers,
you may want
5.
to record this stream and put that down. That
5.
we give him
Gimmick.
accolades for
Kick to the
coming up
corner,
with that
double
one
headlock, and I will
combination
2
there
stops.
to pull that match back.
Yep.
It's not the first time we've seen him, snatch
Corner gets buried.
snatch victory from the jaws of defeat
See
like
what I
that.
got?
In the
American
the
drop,
11th
Mr.
hour, the
Hyde.
12th hour.
Good.
However
Yeah.
that saying
Okay.
goes. He did the same thing to
Drawing
claim the
for
victory for the
drawing for the
for the world
bump.
title.
Mm-hmm.
10.
Another 5. That's that.
Lock up.
Oh, aggressive stop.
All right, so this looks like this is the
Yep.
first card here that we've got in play. We've got a stop in play, so now we're getting the lead out there. But Bobby D's already got looks like a lead and a follow-up in play. Rather than separate play pile, these two gentlemen are just turning their stop cards that played on the opponent's turn, turning them sideways to denote that they were played as a stop.
Well, it's more efficient that way for space, so that's useful.
Yeah, it keeps them on the camera a little bit easier.
Oh,
but for the audience to be able to see that, so Bobby
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
already had the lead and the follow-up that were not stops, so he's able to get the finish out there. And the cannoli still only has the lead out there. He was not able to put a stop together for the finish. It looks like maybe in a botched roll though, because we've already got the board clearing.
3.
And that was it? Okay.
And that's it.
That's it. Yep. 6, 7.
I thought for sure you'd get out of that. I was
Big
prepping
Bad
for it.
Bobby D was already clearing the board. Thought for sure, I guess, that he had botched that roll.
I was super aggro with the stops, of course,
was still not able to
drop
break out
kick
of it.
against the lead grapple, but I figured
was a little
otherwise we were just going to
surprising.
clear it out of my hand.
Good game, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good game, Cannoli.
Do you want to
man.
jump into? Let's see.
See you back out there.
We got Press 1P going against the Simon Strauss. We got Bobby Ohio versus Jokerfish, and we have the big guy versus the world champ. So.
We could always check in on the
and everybody versus Ricky Riot too.
Harvey Lester's gonna let you make that choice with the two matches.
Let's check in with the everybody.
Ricky Riot match, or checking in with
yeah, let's see what room we're in. 9. Let's go check
the
that
Dread
out.
Pirate Tech Report match may be interesting.
You know what?
Sure
Press 1P could
match.
Press 1P could be eliminated from here, so let's check that out.
Okay.
Steel boots? Yeah, that was good. Not that much, not that.
Crowd eater guys?
We're still on 0. We just got zeroed.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go through because I didn't realize that I'd said okay on it. But it's fine. Let it go.
Yeah, so we're still waiting to see with the big guy and the Italian Bombata how that match plays out. Whoever wins that is going to be going up against Big Bad Bobby D.
It's like he keeps trying to press slam the
himself a
pirate,
hot
and the pirate
spot
keeps
here,
saying,
looking at like the final 4.
Yeah.
Definitely got through the bracket there quickly.
Yeah.
10.
So,
well, Big Bad Bobby D is he's coming out for revenge after his
I got a lariat on. How about
outcome of that claim of the throne earlier. So he has reinvented himself and he is out for blood. So I mean, he is probably he has to be one of the favorites for the event.
Again.
Yeah, well, and keep in mind this match here too. This is interesting because Dread Pirate Tech Support has run into Ricky Riot a few times recently in tournaments and has not fared so well. He was able to overcome that and pull out a strong victory.
Give the audience
Maybe
a little bit of the
he had that anger welled up inside him, was able to pull that out for the victory, and got that out of the first round. But then Ricky Riot's tag team partner, the Collector, secured the victory over the Dread Pirate Tech Support, Simon Strauss. So Simon Strauss is here trying to survive, just like Press 1P is. But he was put here, in combination there, having to play the Deadly Alliance, one right after the other. So we may have a little bit of a rivalry going here between him and that tag team.
Well, and another side story here is that in the virtual Grand Gathering tournament, Press 1P tried to play CJ Sparrow, and he got eliminated through diversity by Simon Strauss. So, I mean, he could be looking for some revenge just on that alone. I'm sure that is one of those things that.
Simon's whole story tonight is gonna be things with him and other people with their interactions from other matches. He does show up a lot. People don't really maybe know his name or get it out there a lot.
Okay.
But since we've had the online events, especially in 2020 here, and everybody's been able to play without having to worry about travel, he has been a very active player in the community.
Yep.
And he has been running that CJ Sparrow deck as kind of his go-to, his preferred deck.
Yep.
Not running in every event, but definitely running it when he feels like the
I mean, like
the game is on the line.
He's tuning his deck almost as much as Chris Pate tuned X-Royce, but not with the same results. But he's doing well. He's getting there. I mean, though Ricky Riot obviously had far more years of experience before he tuned that deck in than Simon has, as Simon is still a rookie.
Yeah, and now this match is interesting too, in that both competitors have recursion gimmicks, where the CJ Spar is able to shuffle the cards back into the deck.
Well, that's the flip
and draw a card. You have the, we spoke about earlier, the mysterious Mr. Ray competitor, the gimmick to allow him to switch a card in his hand with another card. So the biggest difference there is one gets to put a card back and potentially draw it or other cards and get something back. The other kind of has to trade something for it. So, Press 1P could find himself in a situation too where, he has cards in hand that he doesn't want to sacrifice for something else.
Six.
Yeah. It does look like both players have a lead and a follow-up in play. Looks like Press 1P has several stops on the board right now. And they both have a pretty healthy discard pile.
Yeah, I mean, one of the go-tos for Mr. Ray, of course, is rolling headlock just for the free gimmick effect.
Yeah, for folks who don't know, the rolling headlock, when you roll the technique for the turn roll, that card can come back to hand. So that card can come back into his hand prior to him resolving the gimmick for the turn roll. And of course, when he rolls the technique on the turn roll, he's able to swap a card in his hand for one in the discard. So he's immediately able to grab that rolling headlock and then throw it back in the discard to get something else.
Yep, and one of the beauties is that it's any time during the turn you roll technique, so you can bring that rolling headlock up. If you absolutely need the rolling headlock, you can still play it, or you can wait to see what you draw and then play it that way.
That's right. And some people will play a turn out and use it, if they play other cards to draw and do things, and wait till the very end of the turn. And then play it just to get an additional card, hoping to maybe draw a stop that they didn't draw before.
Yep.
Another thing to keep in mind is with both of these gimmicks, neither of these gentlemen have to win the turn roll to resolve and use these gimmicks. What stops? What is it? The 8 on the submission for the CJ Spar triggers his shuffle card back, draw one, and the technique for the Mr. Ray, is it an 8 also?
7.
It's a 7. So they're close. So they're both in the middle of their dice rolls.
Now, the one question here is when they shuffle back, is he going to go for his strike finish, which is probably the best option because if he realizes that Mr. Ray does not have a 15 stop.
Yeah, Mr. Ray's stats don't allow you really well to run a number 15 stop card consistently because of your opponent's stats. If the submission or the technique, if their stat is higher than yours, or equal to yours, then that stop's just not going to do anything. It's going to have blank text. So, you generally just don't run one in him because you don't have that option. You rely on the, like the number 21 and the 27 really to kind of take the workload.
And the 21 is on the field of play at the moment as well. So that's always a good sign.
13 cards in my hand.
Ooh, that's a lot of cards in hand.
Discard down. Gonna discard down the holdover.
All right, so if we have a very quick match, the Bombada has got the gears going. Looks like he defeated the big guy, so he's making up for some of that lost time, that long match with with the Bobby O earlier, and now he's got some confidence built up apparently, and he's riding that wave.
All right, so that means big guy's gonna go on against Hold the Line Harry.
You sure?
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm an indecisive pirate.
Big guy down there in the bottom.
Should I raid them? Should I not raid them? I don't
Fouché.
know. They have a puppy.
Oh, against Ken Fouché. Okay. Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Hold on here is waiting on the Bookerfish and Bobby O. Okay. And the Bombada is now going to get a chance to go against the Collector.
All right, so let me let them know their rooms are set up.
A one card for me.
All right, so we're going to go...
Yeah, and Harvey is going to take about 2 minutes to himself. Just a moment.
Right. We go with the finish and mission, the grand finale.
Finish the mission. Grand finale. Slams it fall. And away.
Slam. 8.
7.
All right.
Charging headbutt for +3.
I know he says he's taking it for himself, but it's Harvey Luster, so we know it's actually he's taking it for the ladies. Ooh, charging headbutt. He needs to win those turn rolls because that strike finish is still back in that deck.
5 to an 8, of course.
That's a 5.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
You got him though. Got him.
Never underestimate my ability to
looks
roll me
like
5.
Press 1 has about 1 card left in deck, so
Headshot for +2.
he's trying to get to that card so he can pass and bury.
Sure.
+2. 7
Because
to
CJ
9.
Spar does not have a grapple stop, I believe, in the
6.
14 against Mr. Ray. Because his power, I believe, isn't 10, and his grapple is lower than 9. So,
Yes, sir.
Press 1's
You
probably
own-
going for a
yeah.
good submission. Press 1 P's probably going to try to nail that submission. Especially since I believe Panic Slam
Going
and
to
Fallaway Slam
swap
are both on the
Cosmic
field.
Corner throw.
Sub
Or
finish?
Yes,
is
they-
there-
They're both sitting out there, and
Yep.
both of them have
He just did it.
kind of figured out the same thing. Both competitors have figured out
He just did it.
which finishes the other does not have the the additional stops for. So they're both going to go for those finishes.
And Press 1, he just did it.
Yeah,
Stop it.
Yep.
All right,
He did it.
so my
He's
power
gonna
is
work
not
that
greater than
submission,
yours, so I sadly
while
don't
the
double
CJ
up.
Spar is going to keep trying to push that
So
strike.
it is.
So we'll see if this is
Yeah.
enough to put away the Pirate King there.
Off the table.
If it's not, then we're back into the race of who can get
Off
to
the
that,
table.
that submission, that strike finish.
Keep
first.
it in
Especially
suspense.
if he's having trouble keeping the dice on the table there.
Just an 8, though.
7.
Ooh, 1.
7.
2. Oh,
Was that
I got
the
one
same
more to
roll
win,
twice in
right?
a row? That's not good.
Oh,
I think he's switching the dice. He may be going for a different guy now.
That's a 5.
Oh my God! Not like this, Simon.
I'd be fine. It was a fun
good game, guys. Good game.
show of
There we
wits.
go.
I had a stop for a strike. I had stop for
So
grapple.
Press
see a
1P
grapple.
is
I
going
had
to
the
be
follow-up
moving
sub,
on
but now you depleted me
again.
on all my sub
So
subs.
Yep.
you know he had
And
a
that
rough
Fallen Fire
first
Slam
game
just
against
does not turn on in this match.
everybody, and it looks like he's moving on
Good
now.
game,
He's
sir.
building up some steam himself. Now
My
he's
wife
got a
will be
few
happy.
matches
I-
left. If he wants to face everybody again in the bottom bracket to
Later.
get some revenge,
He's out.
you know he's got a few more competitors to go through to get there.
All right, let's
It's
go
not gonna be
find. Let's go to. So, let's check out the Grim and the big guy.
The big guy and the grim librarian, the Ken
Yep.
Fushi.
Yep.
Raffle 7.
I'll take a bump. I need a
Alright,
card.
Crowd meter 0, I assume.
One.
Only
1. Oh, 1.
Probably 1, yeah.
Yeah, looks like the crowd meter 1 looking next to the big
there's
guy
that-
there. He's
there's
got
that
the,
ugly
he's got the
5
mat
again.
with the
Uh-oh.
crowd meter positions
Alright,
there.
Tim.
So he's
Uh-oh.
got
now.
his token there.
Uh-oh.
Let me see what I
Of course,
Yeah.
he is playing with
Dragon
J Flash,
Yeah.
who was recently released. I believe
Cards
her
in hand,
gimmick is
sir.
that when she hits the agility,
7.
she gets to
7.
flip
Alright.
2 cards, or well, it's not a may,
I'm
but
going
she
to
flips 2 cards and then
kick
she
this
buries
off
2
with-
cards.
Submission.
Hmm.
This is
Might
kind
be
of
too
similar
hard.
to like the
Dang
Sage
it, you're
gimmick,
clutching.
except
You're
there's no
clutching.
shuffle involved.
Yeah,
Um,
it is. Yeah, when you roll agility, flip 2 cards and bury 2 cards in your
Go
discard
ahead.
pile. Yep.
Yeah, she's one of the very few, or maybe the only one, that has an even gimmick.
Okay.
Generally, if there's flipping cards and then putting
Let me
cards
guess
back in
that
the
auto
deck,
bond.
it's a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-2 ratio where you lose a card and discard.
Okay.
She's able to actually put
Do this again.
2 cards, the same number
there's
that she
another
flips out of the deck,
5.
back
Hey,
in.
I got a 6
Because it
again.
is buried. They're not
No.
guaranteed to come back to the top of the deck.
Yep.
But late
Well,
game,
yeah, late
when
game,
there
it's
is
amazing.
deck left or the deck is very thin. That
It's
becomes
good,
very
man.
dangerous
Alright.
because those cards are going to come back to hand much quicker.
Autobot Annihilator.
Power 11.
And looks like we got the Autobahn Annihilator.
That's the game.
Good game.
And,
that was it. fair. Harvey Luster was going to comment about how he's impressed that the Grim Librarian was running his favorite competitor. Harvey Luster is actually, known for running the Merlin von Berlin and runs him very well in a lot of tag competitions. And so was going to comment about seeing that competitor, and just as soon as we got to him to talk about that, just like that fast. Mm-hmm. And that is how quick the big pretzel king there.
All right, Ken, stay in this room.
Okay, I'll be happy to.
Have a good night, guys.
Yep.
See you later.
All right, let me add Press 1P to this room.
Okay.
So we got and Press 1P now.
Yep, and let me send him a message to let him know his room is ready.
Okay.
And now this could be interesting too, because not too long ago, we had a match in a tag team tournament where Ken Fouché ended up with the Cannoli as his tag team partner, and you could pick and choose your partners throughout the course. You could get rid of a partner, but the Cannoli and the Grim Librarian Ken Fouché, they both stuck with each other as partners through that tournament into the final of that tournament.
What's up?
All right, well, so let me mute while these gentlemen have their match. And while
gentlemen, the winner of this match is going to face the Cannoli. Good luck to you both. Just thought I'd go ahead and let you guys know, knowing that there's a little history between John Poverino and the Cannoli, and knowing that the Ken Fouché's tag team partner recently was the Cannoli. There's a little bit of drama there. Thought we would just share that. But good luck to you, gentlemen. Have a fun match.
All right, bud. We got Merlin.
And it's good we stuck here so we can see Merlin in action.
About everything.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Merlin von Berlin, when he rolls the power on the dice, which happens to be his 10 skill, his highest skill, he has the option that he can play an additional card that turn. So in a format like this where the whole point and purpose is trying to figure out how to get cards that are not stops, how to get actual live offensive cards in play, Merlin can do that very quickly. So sometimes, even to come from behind victories, he can in one turn get multiple cards in play. But here we see early roll starting off. It looks like the Ken Fouché rolled a 5, so he's lost his first turn.
Snap had luck.
And John Poverino is gonna play a stop there as an offensive card to get out as a lead in play, not a stop. It's gonna let both of them draw, but it gets him that head start. Definitely just with the longevity of Merlin, that John Poverino is definitely no stranger to that competitor.
What you got?
In fact, this is a genius move here early on. He's hit the press slam, so he's going after those submissions. For those who don't know that, Merlin can play
those go
a submission finish that can be unstoppable if he played another submission that turn. So Poverino's not only getting a follow-up in play, but he's trying to clear those out real quick and early here, just to keep himself safe from that sudden burst if Merlin should win a turn roll and get 2 or 3 cards in play.
Yeah.
+3. Let's do it.
So now he's in a very good, solid position. Just win a turn roll and get to a finish if he can. Merlin's got to make up some ground because he has not got any cards in play yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, what I got is the only card you can stop at the moment.
Cool.
And we've seen a couple of rolls. I believe we've seen a couple of 10s from the John Poverino here with the press 1P. Early in the match, you're rolling some 10s. He's rolling hot on that dice.
1, 2.
And now he's playing cards to try to build up his hand, give him some options. And there's Merlin's rolling with a 6. He had a decent roll the last turn, but now his it was a 7. It wasn't great, but he seems to be struggling to roll anything in the top 3, that top half of his dice.
We're gonna try the Armenian steel boot shots.
I am slightly surprised that if Poverino had to finish that Ken could stop, that he didn't play it anyway, knowing that the stop wouldn't help Ken advance to the finish state, and it would put the finisher in a place where he could recur it easier. But
5.
Sub 9. So I get to draw
Just 2 minutes ago, we got a report here that Jokerfish defeated Bobby Ohio, so he's going to go on to face Hold the Line Harry.
All right.
Unfortunately, it looks like that's the end of the night for Bobby O.
Yep. Yeah, and
like it.
And
Okay.
Don't want to play that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, well, gotta run through stuff sooner or later, so we will.
yeah, and
go
the
with the
interesting
grand
thing
finale.
about the
Can I sub?
okay,
Yes.
yeah, because
Okay,
they're
got
using
it.
that. I don't get the updates for that. One of the problems is they don't tag people when they do the group post, so it doesn't
Sub 9.
automatically give notice.
I have technique.
One of the
7.
interesting thing is that Harry, Hold the Line Harry, is the GM for ACCW, and Jokerfish is one of the members.
All right, how
So
about a lead strike?
everybody went
Single.
over Chris Pate too, apparently.
What does that do?
Yeah, that just
when
came
I roll
in.
agility, I draw a card.
A little comical
yeah,
there.
fancy
Edo
stuff,
Ortiz,
huh?
everybody posting his
This is a
post,
nice way of saying
his
stuff nobody else
notification of the
uses.
result with some little hearts, because he knows how Harvey
That's
Lusk is,
gonna be
and
good.
he's with the
before
ladies,
it
'cause,
turns, I'm gonna swap
ladies
side
love the
Shimlock
hearts.
for a better submission in the grand finale.
Okay.
So that's going to leave everybody
That's an 8.
with that victory,
That's a 7.
waiting to see
Okay.
with that match that just
Yeah.
got set up between Jokerfish and Hold the Line Harry, who his competitor or his opponent is going
Is
to
it
be.
the grand finale?
How many cards do you have in hand?
Oof.
10.
Yeah, I'm going to taunt you.
Oh no. Alright, so I will forcefully bury the side Shimlock.
And now the winner of the Hold the Line Harry Jokerfish match will face everybody. And the winner of that is going to end up facing, I believe, the loser of the Italian Bombata and the Collector match that is going on right now.
Discard the roll.
While the winner will go to face Big Bad Bobby D, who is probably chilling, having a pina colada, relaxing right now.
Well, my
because
power is
he
not
blew through
greater
those
than
first
yours,
few
so I
matches,
don't
the
double
first
up
3
the
rounds,
bonuses.
really quickly.
So it is a
Definitely ahead of steam. Some of these other matches are
7 to
taking a
8.
little longer, but
Okay.
they're all good quality matches.
10. I'm out.
Oh, just like that.
Crowd meter 2.
I wish I could have found one of those sooner.
Or is it crowd meter 1?
Alright, crowd meter 1.
Crowd meter 1.
I feel like I'm just going to be feeding the crowd meter to you this game.
Agility 6.
Oh, well, maybe not yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait,
Merlin looks
submission
like he's
6.
building up a little
Oh, good.
momentum
Okay,
there,
I'll
but
take a bump at this point.
lost it again, it looks like.
6.
Agility 6.
He's struggling. He's rolling that agility. That's his 6th skill, for folks who don't know.
Okay.
Draw.
And that's the next to bottom. It's 5 through 10. So when you're rolling 6s, it doesn't take a whole lot for your opponent to win the roll. And now he's kind of getting a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, and one of the things that and one of the things in this match is that I believe Mr. Ray's, I think his running lariat's dead, and he doesn't have a 15 stop. So he obviously, if Ken gets on a roll, he has a huge advantage. But
that's why that press slam at the start of the match was so dangerous. Yeah. Because it was kind of good for Merlin, I guess, for the Ken Fushi, that he didn't have that submission finish in his hand or anything super dangerous. But knowing that that 15's not there, it makes that shake and break unstoppable combo if Merlin can hit 2 subs in a row or hit a submission into that to get those 2 subs out there. That much more dangerous for the the Mr. Ray to have to deal with.
I did. I want the cards.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But by playing that Calls of the Crowd, it allowed him to get that follow up out there really quick because he can play an additional card that turn, just like what Merlin's gimmick does. So like I said, it's a little bit of taste of his own medicine.
Man,
and now
these
Merlin
rolls
with no cards in play, rolling 7s, and we've got Mr. Ray with two playable active cards in play, including the follow up, so he can play a finish.
We're going to turn the corner a little bit. We're going to try to finish strike this time, the sleight of hand.
And there it is. There's the strike finish.
Oh, he had the damn card.
Merlin has the stop. He did get the stop out there.
Power 10. Let's see what. Ooh. Come on, strength in numbers, something else in auto and Finish sub. Come on, that'd be amazing.
I'm going to start with.
Yeah, there's lots of combinations there. Given
hip toss.
given the gimmick. The only problem is we already know the call to the crowd, which allows you to play extra card. You know, it's in play for press 1P there. You know, Ken has one of those, but it was the card that was flipped for his champion and Kickstarter at the start of the match.
Mm-hmm.
So that only leaves him 2 additional ones: the rolling forearm and the strength in numbers. So you know his options diminish quite a bit there. It looks like he's going for the Armenian. Is that the Armenian power punch?
Yep.
And press 1P's having none of that. Not letting any recursion happen there at all.
Those rolls, though.
Yeah. You know, if Ken was playing the J Flash, he would be winning these turn rolls. He'd be recurring those cards because her agility is her 10. But he's at the mercy of the Mr. Ray again. Looks like we have a submission finish that is going to hit
Grand
in
finale
play.
is a 5, 6, 7.
Cool. All right. I might survive this yet. All right.
Now, that wasn't really a high roll. There were some bonuses there. What was that total, Jeff?
7.
That was a total of 7, so it could be a botch. And sure enough, there is the grapple to 7.
Yep.
Ken finally gets a little bit of luck. Gets not in the top half of his dice, but he definitely is not in the bottom 2 rolls.
And Merlin is always dangerous because that unstoppable.
Yeah, the speed of Merlin, you know, anytime the board clears, like right now, the board is cleared, and this is a foot race. Merlin potentially could just outrun his opponent. It looks like Ken is thinking about that, and he just passed the turn. He buried that call to the crowd. His deck is getting thin, and he's thinking about how to outrace his opponent, get as many cards out there as possible.
Taking control.
See what he's going to pick next.
Ken out here taking control of this match.
Okay, he's thinking about the combinations, leads into the follow-ups with some recursion. And there is the 10. It's a bump, though, so Merlin misses out on his gimmick because he does not get to play this turn.
That's a 5.
And then he rolls down to a 5.
Oof.
So press 1P is going to capitalize there.
One thing I've noticed is press 1 has not his gimmick has not been going off much in these matches.
No, he's not been rolling that 7 stat.
He's a steady like 8, 9, and 10 roller rather than like the bottom.
Taking control
it's good to have it. You know, you might roll that lower roll and might benefit off of it. But he's been consistently rolling high here, and that's been Ken's whole problem is that he's just, you know, even without gimmick, not been able to roll the 8s and 9s that he needs to win some of these turns.
Yeah.
So here we are again with a follow-up coming in play for press 1P. And Ken is still with no cards. So even though he got the kick out on that finish a minute ago, cleared the board, we're basically right back where we was before that finish came out. And press 1P is looking through the deck to see what he wants to put back. Is this a flip put back, or this is a put back on top?
Put one on top of the deck and one card. Yep.
Yeah.
Flip 2, put one on top.
He's looking to see what card he wants to put back on there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go ahead and top deck.
You should go for the finish strike because you know the half crab's in the discard pile. Even though I know he does have a 15 against you, but
yeah, you know the only concern there, you know, is
C1 stop one.
Yeah, the concern there is the C1 stop one, setting yourself up for that stop.
Yeah.
Was that a
rolling forearm?
Yeah. So he's thinking about what happens if there is a breakout. He's thinking about speed again himself.
Throw the finish grapple, the abracadabra.
Okay.
And that's why he already had the finish in his hand. Must have been prepared for that. So he's preparing for the breakout.
You said grapple. I apologize. Which is why I said that. I still didn't throw the right card.
Yeah, it looks like he has a lead strike, follow-up sub, and then the finish grapple. So the C1 stop one there that Ken was trying to run, was that like a neck breaker?
Yeah, he tried to run the neck breaker.
Yeah, there was no other submission
out there.
9.
9.
And then
crab meter 3.
I draw one.
So the crab meter is 3.
And I look at your hand and bury.
This is where we thought that Bobby Ohio was going to be earlier.
Yeah.
That crab meter.
Take over with the ladder. Set up the steel chain. Power rack, and my finish grapple.
Wow. So, neck breaker.
And what's even more surprising, and it has to do with the difference in the dice rolls, but Merlin, because he plays so many cards, generally people have to build the deck with a lot of draw power to keep those cards in hand. Otherwise, you might miss out on using your gimmick. So generally, Merlin players go through their deck very fast. And in this instance, the difference in the dice rolls, the number of winning turn rolls for Press 1P playing with Mr. Ray, he's managed to go through his deck faster, and his deck is gone at this point.
6. Giggity.
Okay, so I'm going to pass and bury the Armenian power play.
All right, so Ken is passing and burying the Armenian power punch, looking at having a follow-up for recursion. So that most likely means that he already has a lead, like the strength in numbers or something of that sort, in his hand, or that he's managed to draw back down to his call to the crowd or something. And so this is one of the things we were talking about earlier too, is Press 1P gathering information. Now, I'm sure he didn't have to gather a whole lot during this match, but he's played Merlin so many times that he's changed up his game plan a little. He's using those cards to try to, the rolling forearms, the call to the crowds, try to get cards out as fast as possible. And he's doing it in a way that kind of hinders Merlin because he's switching from a strike to a grapple to a sub, preventing himself from getting hit with those C1 stop ones, because he's already seen what stops have come out. So a lot of those stops for leads and follow-ups are already gone. They're already in Ken's discard. So he's setting himself up to where he can get cards out and play quickly and do it knowing that the stop possibilities are limited.
That's a 9.
Abracadabra.
That's the grapple.
And of course, he saw that neck breaker earlier that Ken tried to play, so he knew
Oh
that
my
he
God,
had
he had it.
No and so
way.
he tried to stay with the grapples this time. Of course, Ken did have
10.
a stop here.
That's a 7.
He's still rolling 10s every turn.
Yep. It's very hard to beat 10s.
6.
5.
No, Ken.
And Ken's got the 5 on the turn roll.
We'll go with the abracadabra.
I am shocked at that. Shocked. Okay.
And so Press 1P gonna go right back and hit that finish again. Just keep hitting.
11, my friend.
Okay.
And with this crowd meter, this is
Good
very
thing,
likely.
dude.
Yep, it's an 11. So.
Yeah, that's the auto kill there. That's too high. There's no way he can kick out of that. That is the end of that match, folks.
Thank you, man.
That was kind of brutal to watch there toward the end because it did look a little back and forth, but then the dice just went cold on the Grim Librarian.
All right, so let's go jump to another room. We'll leave.
Yeah, so that's going to set the Press 1P up against the Cannoli, which there is some history there. The Cannoli, is local to him. He is in the New York area.
Yep.
So they know each other very well, and they're rival factions in
Let's
New
go
York.
jump in to see the world champ and the collector.
Yeah. This one should be interesting because we already know that. We already know that Bobby D has made his way up to the top of the tournament here. So this is going to determine who's going to face Bobby D.
Harvey wants to pop in here.
We're about to for all those F-bombs I've been dropping.
I know, right?
What's the fucking crowd meter? I mean,
it's a crowd meter 3.
Just put the bombado there, little flex, little pose. Yeah. All right, so what is the crowd meter at here?
3.
3. Oh, so this has been a hell of a match too. We've kind of missed out since we got so enthralled watching the other one.
Submission.
But these guys have been apparently going back and forth.
Sure.
It does look like the Bombada's deck is gone. His discard has a lot of cards in it. He's trying to figure out how to recruit things. We can't see Chris.
Double finger lock.
Sean Loeb almost said Chris Pay. It's the other partner of the tag team. This is one member of the Deadly Alliance, the Collector. But we can't see his deck or his discard really to see how many cards he has there.
Correct.
But would assume at this point in the match, Crowdmare 3, that he's in a similar situation where he probably has no deck left, or maybe has shuffled a few cards. So probably 3 cards or less left in that deck and a large discard full of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Cut. Draw 1 for the card,
so
1 for the gimmick.
Bombada trying to put cards back into his deck and drawing some back into hand.
9, 10,
So
11 in hands. I'm good.
Because we're that far into the match where these men are both trying to figure out what they're going to do next and what their options are. And of course, they don't have many options. Most of the options are sitting in the discard pile.
Yep.
Why'd I go to draw? I don't have anything to draw.
It looks like you haven't had anything to draw in forever.
Now, did the collector just play that DDT offensively on his turn?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
That is an interesting move, which we know, with stats and everything, that's always something you have to consider. If a card
I think
would not be used against your opponent.
I think his DDT is dead against the shark, so.
I know I have.
Yeah, I think he took that into consideration.
It seems like I've been saying that a lot,
right?
And losing a lot.
Who is
I was
the
saying it to
collector
myself.
playing?
I believe he's playing himself as the collector.
Dive through the ropes.
Okay. Yeah. Harvey's illustrator was
Alright,
trying to
draw a
look at the
card for the
submission
dive, and I'll
finish
raise my
up
agility
there.
to attack.
I believe it is a low
Trying to
deck
determine who it was. Yeah, that's got the collector logo on it, so he is playing it himself. So for folks that don't know, his gimmick is going to be that he's going to increase by 1 any skill boost. So he's got the technique skill boost to increase on the turn rolls. So instead of being a +1, it's going to actually have an additional. It'll be a +2 on his turn rolls to his technique.
And the collector's logo, his logo is a pretty sweet logo too.
Yeah, Harvey Luster knows the guy who made that logo personally.
It was.
That's the Greg Shocker. He's done a lot of logos. Last year he was struggling.
We've been honest with each other this whole game, though. It's not, and I have no deck in it, so you can guess where it's at.
Helped him out and put his artistic skills to work. Working for the SRG and making some logos and things for some of the Super Show competitors, and it was a great opportunity for him and got him back on track. But that is definitely one of Harvey Luster's favorite logos, just because of all the colors in it.
Strike 7 to a 10.
Hold the line, Harry. Beat Joker.
Strike 8.
All right. Yep. Just saw that pop up.
Go for the.
Jeff, you are getting some of these notifications faster than I is.
Some of them
got it open right here where I can see it as soon as it pops in.
Yeah, some of them are just directly messaging me, so to make it a little quicker on themselves. You just gotta let.
You said hold the line where he took that victory off over the Jokerfish.
Yep, and now he's going to be facing everybody.
That's going to put him against everybody. Yeah. Yeah, so we definitely are looking at the makings. Now, the winner of that is going to face the loser of this match. And, then the Press 1P and the Cannoli.
Shuffle back 4 cards?
Press 1P beats the Cannoli.
What's in that discard
pile? He can either be looking at a match against the Italian Bombata if he loses
charging headbutt, volley of strikes, test of strength, kick.
Or he could be looking at possibly a rematch against everybody. If everybody manages to win the next couple of matches.
Yep.
Which is interesting because we already talked about the first round loss to everybody that put Press 1P in the bottom bracket.
Alright, so I know exactly which ones you're going to be shuffling back out of those
Press
4.
1P is the contender. It's going to be facing
shuffle them back.
The Italian Bombata for that world title, that heavyweight title. So we could even potentially see
how many cards are in your hand?
2 of them face off against each other in a match or 2.
You're going for count out, you bitch.
If the collector pulls this match off, and despite the fact that the Bombata is the world champion, we can't even call this an upset if the collector wins this match. He's a strong competitor. Known more for his tag team competition, but he's always a dangerous competitor, even in the singles.
Collector's going for that count out win, so
7.
Headlock.
Yeah, and now the collector can very easily go for the count out. He can put cards in play to get those stat boosts to be able to win the turn.
5. Oh no!
Keep throwing more cards until he basically draws his hand out. But
spinning elbow.
Like he's going for the finish, and this finish is potentially his nastiest one.
Huh?
The Bombata did have the stop for
grapples in the discard.
Dive through the ropes.
Oh, maybe he'll.
Oh yeah, that's right. And you're kicking the corner and then play. Okay. 6 to an 8.
Oh, he might go for the win here.
Pass the bury the finish grapple.
Oh, you bitch.
And that's one of the things we talked about right there. See, that took his 6 to an 8 instead of a 7 because of his skill.
6 to an 8.
So he's going to roll the 8 again. He managed to make one of his low rolls actually one of his high rolls.
The best is about this is with the crowd meter, he has a +5 to all his skills except for submission.
How?
Submission's only a +3.
Power is only a 10.
+1 to almost every
And everything
skill
else is
here,
an
and then
automatic.
an additional +1 for his gimmick.
Everything else.
And then with the crowd meter being a 3, the only one that misses that's up. And that, of course, is the one that he rolls.
No, the 3 ones were bow and arrow, spinning elbow, and backdrop.
Yeah, I know
can't
that.
remember which finishes you picked on.
Good play.
I had all
Like,
3 in my
can't
hand.
play them.
All 3 were in my hand. I had all 3.
But with the crowd meter, was the submission enough to finish the match there?
Yeah. The only thing that wasn't a
You know,
win
game,
was
brother,
his
great
power.
game.
His power, I think,
and
didn't do it.
Yeah, so with that crowd meter, he didn't even need that boost.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
that's the very fact of everything we just talked about. So
see
now
if
the
I can
collector
break-
is going to move on to face
We'll have a long break
Big
now
Bad
before you
Bobby
get to play
D,
again. You get to go,
and that's
go
going
have
to
fun
put the
playing against
Italian
the rain.
Lombada waiting on the winner from the Hold the Line Harry
Who's he
Everybody
using?
match.
I don't know, but he's a good player, so it's
And
not
that
going
could
to be easy.
potentially, if he wins against
All right,
that
man.
individual, and
Like I'm
Press One
playing
PD
me. I
defeats the
need
Cannoli,
easy
that could
games.
set
I
up that
got
match
the
we were
world
just talking about.
champion. and the
That could be a
queen.
prelude
Come on.
to the upcoming title match. We could see that match
I
tonight.
botched 2
All
of
right,
those.
guys. I set up the brain to come to this room. So.
All right, I'll go
So,
back.
Are
Bye.
you guys staying on the stream? Because I kind of need to run somewhere real quick.
Oh no, we can go to another room.
Right. I just need to.
All right. Yeah. That's fine.
I'll be right back.
Let's go check in on everybody and Hold the Line Harry, because we haven't done Hold the Line Harry yet. So.
A cosmic corner throw.
Yeah, we've tried to get in and talk about everybody and see everybody, at least once if we could here on the stream. And we've not got to see Hold the Line Harry, but this is not his debut, but Hold the Line Harry just came out, just released, and so here he is in action playing his own competitor in this tournament. So he's still kind of new to the community as far as the competitor, not the player, but the competitor that's being
to have
used.
you bury a card, which is the alternate on Cosmic Corner Throw.
And remind me again, Jeff, what is the gimmick for the Hold the Line Harry?
Hold the Line Harry is when hold on, give me a second to actually look it up off the top of my head so I get the wording right.
I don't like my mind being erased.
I should. I believe when he stops a card, he can add another card from his discard pile that is not a stop, a finish, or a skill requirement card to his hand.
That's right. Okay, so
yeah.
So he limits himself. He's able when he stops a card to recur a card back, but there's limitations on that, so it doesn't allow him to take his most powerful cards. So he's going to be looking potentially at still the ability to recur like a press slam, which we know is a skill card, and it's going to be really powerful. Maybe he's going to be looking at things like the Armenian cards. We talked about earlier, the Armenian Power Punch, the Armenian Super Slam, those sort of recursion cards. If he can get those to hand and get those back into the deck, back to hand with the gimmick, he can then play those. Like he said, what he's doing right here, he's playing the Armenian Steel Boot Shots. And so those will let him go to the discard and recur from there. So, his gimmick doesn't let him have the most powerful cards, but it can give him the ones he needs to get there.
Yep.
I will get the flanking maneuver, finish grapple.
And was that the flanking maneuver that he say he was going for the finish grapple?
Double arm law.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a spear in play, so he's probably wouldn't be looking for the strike, even if he could get it. But he went
double arm bar there though.
It's flip 2, put 1 on top.
His gimmick doesn't let him necessarily recur the cards he wants, but there are recursion cards that he already has in the discard that he can go back for.
Yep.
So he's gonna use the 2 in combination. It may be a little longer to get where he wants to get than some other gimmicks, but it'll still let him get there.
Strike. Increases your hand size.
The biggest story here is that everybody only has 4 cards in hand before playing this card, so he's Harry's been doing something right, keeping his hand down.
With a double arm bar.
Yeah, and so he's trying to play that lucky shot.
Oh, he played a double armbar to get another card back.
Yeah, and he got stopped there.
We don't have a discard pile right now, other than that lucky shot.
So a question from Big Bad Bobby D is: should we have the collector and Big Bad Bobby D hold off until we can stream their match?
That's my hand.
That would be advised. Yeah, I think the community would like to see that match. seeing as that's going to be basically going into the final. That's whoever wins that match is going to be facing the winner of the loser. Well, we won't say loser, but the winner of the bottom bracket. Of course, the Sean Loeb would go into the bottom bracket and have a chance to come back. But yeah, it would be advisable if we could. The community would love to see that match.
Yeah. Sorry, wife, just checking in on me. You are going to use a show of force.
Sir.
I think I'm
All right, so looks like we got another play here that no surprise from Edo that he's looking at trying to get the show of force.
Oh, no,
so he's still trying to figure out ways to not just to increase his hand size, but ways more so to draw cards. If he's got fewer cards in his hand when he plays these than his opponent, then he gets to draw a card. So he's trying to get more and get back up to where he needs to be.
My falling power flame is useless as well.
But yeah, this is very, very surprising as far as he's made it through the tournament here, and the fact that he's struggling to get cards in hand at this point.
I'll play a strike down for nothing.
Follow-up strike is good and in play.
Ten.
Grapple 7. You got it.
Brainwash.
Brainwash is good.
Finish sub.
All right, put back. Lucky shot.
And just like that quick, he's able to put the cards out in play, get the combination together. From being behind and not having any cards in play, not having very many cards in hand, his opponent getting cards out there, he was able to turn that around pretty quickly.
That's a 9.
Come on, Harry. Agility or power? Power 9!
Oh.
No sells it. You're not going to brain rush a rugby player.
And there's the breakout. Hold the line here. He got just the roll he needed that time to get that breakout. And I'm sure that was pretty devastating for everybody. I mean, he did get some cards in hand,
6 cards.
but he just got to the point where it looked like he was starting to build a little momentum and to lose it that quickly.
Out the net, always re-roll, even though it would have been higher. And I got a 9 again. Fate is with me. 9.
And now that was a re-roll because when Hold the Line Harry rolled the die, it did not go into his dice tray, and he's declared that only the rolls in the dice tray are legal. But we saw him roll the power for the breakout. We saw him roll the power outside the tray and re-roll it, which would end up being power in the tray.
Yeah.
So
it was just
this does not sound like this spells anything good for everybody because it sounds like Hold the Line Harry's die is on
getting
fire.
cards in his hand.
Well, it just went lower though. So
that stuff is
7.
Was that a bump
6.
there?
Wow.
That was a bump. That was definitely something good for everybody. Anytime they bump, of course, they're both going to get a card, but that's what everybody really needs to get cards in hand at this point.
Going over the steel chain aggressively, so it does count as a lead.
I'm calling tie up. Damn.
Oh, there's going to be a reroll. That's out of the
Power
tray.
9.
There's that power again.
What stops are in play? Snap, headlock, and arm and collar tie-up?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that the only 2? And no stops in discard?
No stops. Discard. No, there's only super hip toss and discard. That's it.
What stops are in the discard right now for everybody. He's trying to determine what his options are, what he can get on the table that's not going to be easily stopped. Now, there may still be stops in everybody's deck or in his hand, but that does give some knowledge of what the odds are, what the chances are getting the card out there in play. And if he's been playing the cards of the same type repeatedly, all of those stops could be in the discard, and it could be just a home run that he knows that he can put a card out there, and there's no way that everybody can stop.
Elbow drop, lead strike.
Ooh.
It's good.
I have 2 choices. I can look at the top 3 of my deck and put them in any order, or put a strike from my discard pile on top.
This is the card that Harvey Lester likes for the usefulness that it has 2 options. So you can look at the top cards of your deck here, and you get to pick and choose a little bit. That's what he's going for, is trying to see what he can do as far as putting them in the order that he wants them in. Try to get something back if he wins the turn roll.
Yeah.
8 for me. Agility.
There we go. It's been a little while, but we got to see everybody win a turn roll there again.
Yep.
Is good for draw 2. That's getting you dangerously close, right?
And now he's starting to get what he wants. This is what he wants to do. He wants to get cards in play that are going to let him get cards in hand.
How many do you have to have for your gimmick?
Even though, anybody's going to be dangerous with cards on the table, everybody's most dangerous when he has cards in his hand.
Submission 6. Bump.
Oh, so my gimmick triggers now.
Now, was this a submission bump? So they both have the same submission skill?
Yep, 10 in hand. That's a 9 for me.
That is a 7 for me.
And there we go. And not defeating the 7 on the turn roll. Yeah, he's definitely picking up a little momentum. So we'll see if he can turn this back around again.
That was shuffled back, wasn't it? I'm like, how did he get that again?
It was shuffled back by range.
I am going to stop the lucky shot with a headlock, and it will trigger my gimmick. So give me a second. The Armenian steel boot shots will come back to my hand.
Alright. Yeah, just like you were saying earlier, going for the recursion cards.
It's a 6 for me.
Yeah. He can't recur the finishes with the gimmick, so he's going to recur other cards that can potentially let him recur those finishes. And the majority of the time, those will be follow-ups, because not only is it let him get the finish, but he lets him get the follow-up in play, knowing that he's now got the finish right where he wants it.
Yep. Of course, the problem is Harry needs to win some turn rolls.
What's in your discard pile right now?
Yeah. It's a very smart play. It's not anything that's not
slam to the mat. Lucky shot.
It's still very hard to stop just because he can do it so many times.
And super hip toss.
That's the strength of a recursion gimmick is that instead of having to rely on the cards to do it, you can continue to recur.
My hand, Cosmic Corner Throw.
So at some point,
2, 3, 4, 5,
if he can
6,
start to
7,
win
8,
turn
9,
rolls,
10,
he'll just continue to chip away at everybody until there's just, basically no defenses left.
Yep.
8.
That's a 9 for me. If I play a stop, does that still go on as?
Yeah, if you play an aggressive stop, if you play, for example, your falling power slam as a follow-up grapple, it's a follow-up in play.
Okay, so I'll play falling power slam.
I shouldn't have told you that.
It's good. So we got a falling power slam in the hand there. Yeah, he's looking at playing that offensively because again he's looking at the skill matchup, knowing that that's not a useful card for him as a stop. That it's basically a blank card due to his opponent's
sweep up
power
the buddy
skill.
building.
So it's better to go ahead and use it now as a follow-up.
I actually have something saucy for that.
Okay.
Backlash with a ladder.
Okay.
So I will blow up a card you have in play, and let me make sure I do the order right.
It's very interesting too. A lot of times people don't realize, as we're watching these matches and we're commentating this too, we don't know. Some of these guys actually may be watching some of these matches on the streams and stuff themselves.
Some of them are.
I then draw.
It's kind of interesting the way that everybody keeps putting the cards up there up to the camera. We don't know where he is positioned exactly as far as the camera. For all we know, he's wearing a GoPro on his forehead. But he's putting the cards up there.
We actually know he does have a stand.
How many cards in my deck?
He is no longer using a camera attached to a keychain, a lanyard.
5, 6, 7,
and
8,
he has, so he does have a tower, a stand near him.
Yeah, see, Harvey Luster never knows. As far as with everybody, he could have that stuffed animal giraffe with the GoPro camera like duct tape to its head or
the
something.
The giraffe that's Steve Rusk, I think, is the giraffe now.
Yeah, but he's had a lot of different setups, different things with cameras and try to find something. But it's just interesting how he's showing the card on the camera there, and don't know if that's just the positioning or if that's intentional for us. But Harvey Luster is kind of trying very hard not to read out what that card is before the decision's been made, or before he's declared what the card is to his opponent, because doesn't want to potentially give away something if that's being streamed.
10. How many cards in your hand now before that roll?
I have 11. 11 cards.
And now you're at
12? Now,
12?
if that were to occur, if we had somebody who was watching on stream and was using that to try to see their opponent's hand, we would have to kind of intervene
pressure
there and have to let the person know that they would have to change their camera setup or something to prevent the cards in their hand from being seen.
Right.
Because obviously nobody would do that intentional. It would just be coincidental that the person playing with that visible would be playing with the camera in a bad position, giving away their hand. But we're going to try not to do the same thing. We're going to try not to give away the cards in the hand until we know the card's being played, if possible.
That's a 6.
I got a 10. Harry gets a 10.
Harry's first turn roll in a while.
6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah,
10,
now
11 in hand.
it'll everybody there. He won a few turns, but it looks like he's just got leads in play. Just let him draw some more, get that hand size up.
Oh yeah,
but he hasn't got the follow-ups out yet. So he didn't really capitalize on the opportunity.
No. He hugely capitalized because getting the cards in the hands will get him the turn roll bonuses, which will give him the victory. Is his philosophy. So I mean, like when you get to the point where you're getting a +2 to every turn roll, that's really hard to beat.
I can add a submission and a grab.
It is, but as you can see here, Harry already had that recursion card, that follow-up submission, and he's done exactly what he wants to do. And now he's picking through. He's getting the stops that he wants to put him in hand. So even if he loses those turn rolls, he can clear the board, clear those cards.
For hand size is going to be
and the fact that he's going for stops, would lead us to believe that he probably has the finish at hand, ready to go, that he didn't need to go for another offensive card, another finish.
That's a 10.
Ooh.
That gimmick got him the win, though.
This card.
It did. But it's still a dangerous game here that he's got to get a follow-up and play on this turn to put some pressure on Hold On Harry, make him think about what he wants to do.
This card feeling
Maybe
dangerous.
Force him.
I'll play
Hold On Harry wins the turn afterwards. Force him to play a finish, which could clear the board and set up everybody to win a few turns and get cards back in play.
That lets you add a submission from
and
your
that looks like looks like that may be what he's thinking about doing. He may be thinking about playing that follow-up.
He's going to get back his finish sub.
Either show of force or brainwash.
Hold the line here. He may have been thinking, I've got a little bit of time to wait. I don't have to go for the finish just yet. I can try to get some stops back, and I've got a hit start. But if Edo gets that follow-up in play, that puts the pressure on and may force Harry to play the finish on the next turn. And if it's something that he can break out of, that could clear that board. And if he's able to win those turn rolls, that's going to put Harry on his heels.
11.
But yeah, not getting that follow-up out this turn, that's hugely detrimental, since we do suspect that
I roll a 9.
Has a finish in hand at this point.
The card I'm going to add is going to be the over-the-top choke.
Okay.
You rolled a 9. I got a 6. You got it.
Now, which top rope card did Hold the Line Harry just take back?
Over the top choke, which I believe is the remove one from play card.
It is. That's what Javi thought. So he's looking at the possibility that Edo is trying to get that follow up in play.
Flipping.
So he's trying to figure out what he
I only
can
have
do
4
to clear
cards.
one if it happens.
So I flip 4.
Because obviously with 2 leads in play, it's not going to matter if he clears one of those.
I'll pick up double finger lock and
power bomb. Looking at trying to recur, trying to get some cards back again, and get that follow up in play. This is exactly what Harry stopped on the last turn. Different follow up, but the same concept.
Yeah,
getting that card in play.
The interesting thing is that everybody did not go for his finish sub.
Ready.
Probably because he knows Harry has a fall away slam, but
I'll pass and bury.
Lucky shot. That and how many cards we got to see with the follow away slam, like still. When Harry was taking those stops back, they have that same knowledge that he saw that card as one of the ones that was chosen.
And I'm being careful because I know you have cornbread on the way.
Safe. That's the biggest downside usually of the recursion gimmicks is, when you're playing recursion gimmicks or recursion cards, even though you get cards back, your opponent gets to see what those cards are. So sometimes if they're able to win turns and do things like everybody did there, win that turn, he can kind of plan around that a little bit.
So what's your max hand size right now?
16.
Okay, it is 16. But you're at how many? 12?
No, 13.
13. Oh, God, so you're 1 off your maximum, your double boost.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a 9. That's a 9 for me.
That's a 6.
Right
lucky
now,
shot.
we got this match going, and we should have the cannoli and the press 1P going. So we're kind of waiting at this point with the top bracket. We're gonna try to stream and show that match between the collector
and
Red
press
Bobby
1P
P
is
guys
over.
can.
Press 1P went over the cannoli.
13.
Press 1P did get the win over the cannoli. Okay.
Oh, after I play it,
So
yeah, it's a 14.
I don't want to say
It's a size
rivalry,
4.
but
I got a 14 size hand, but now it's gonna be a 13.
competition between the two rival factions or what have you. Kind of going back and forth still alive.
Yeah.
But that definitely sets Press 1P up for a potential chance at that, again, that dream match we were talking about with the Bombada.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens here, and then the winner of this match facing the Bombada. But the Bombada has that chance of going into that match with
the
Press
elevator
1P.
armbar.
Yeah.
And since I have 11 cards, I'll get back Feeling Dangerous to my hand. So that'll put my hand
Do you know
size
how many
to
cards Edo has in his hand at this
14.
point?
Feeling Dangerous is horrible.
Yeah. Cards in hand. I thought he was at
10?
9.
Or no, I believe he's
Plus
at.
2 to every
He's
time
close
roll,
to.
as
I
it
think.
says.
Yeah, he's at the +2 point. So.
Yeah,
It's broken.
because he's just adding the Feeling Dangerous to his hand, so he had to be well over the mark with the number of cards in his hand to be able to add that.
Slam to the mat.
Okay, now he's going for the pass and the berry.
That's a 12.
I mean, why am I rolling? 6.
Yeah, he's pretty confident on the roll there with the gimmick. So he's going to play the slam into the mat, which is just going to increase his hand size. And now his hand size can kind of exponentially increase. For each one of those that he plays, that increases the hand size for leads in play.
That's
they
a
count
7.
themselves as well as the others in there.
A 10.
So
Harry
they just
gets
keep
a 10.
getting higher and higher.
Yeah. He's I mean he's going to try to hit that finish strike that can just
the line out stretch.
end the match, but
Finish submission, no lineup stretch. I will backdrop that.
Okay.
Yeah. But see, we saw this earlier. We saw him recur this card.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of those things Harvey was talking about where he was showing the cards to the camera. That we didn't announce what he drew or what he took back because we don't know if Hold the Line Harry is watching the stream or not. We're just trying to announce the cards being played. But we saw him take that stop back, so we knew
A +2, yeah.
that he had that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And he used it to stop that finish.
I will get back
Now he's just got to
brainwash.
put together a turn or two. And it looks like he's going to use this one to, again, pass and bury.
Mm-hmm.
How many are in your hand right now?
Roll 11. I have now.
As we said, too, the
14
thing there
cards.
is that every time he does that, Hold the Line Harry knows what card is coming back. So he can try to plan around it if he's got cards and he got options. Or if he wins a roll to be able to do something
I'll
himself.
pass and bury. Show of force.
Okay, and we're going for another pass and bury. So this
With
is
finisher.
situation kind of similar to what we had earlier.
Harry gets
That,
another
he may
turn.
have been looking at defensive cards first,
Yeah.
and then
Stop
offensive cards later.
strikes. I'm gonna discard.
That'd be no surprise since we saw Hold the Line Harry do the exact same thing earlier and get those stops first, then get the
I'm
finishes.
going to play follow-up submission over the top choke.
Yeah, but he's not going for a
What's that do?
stop. He's going for a
Well,
show of
you
force.
remove a card from play.
That's the difference with the Ito's play.
Yeah, he's going for the cards for the hand size.
Move a card from play.
As opposed to things to stop his opponent's cards. He's thinking same thing you were mentioning earlier. He's thinking about the turn rolls, about the chances of shutting his opponent out to where he can just basically win each roll.
Well, and hit that strike finish, which will have the insane
I have
bonuses.
on the backdrop. Slam to the mat. Lucky shot. Apply pressure and
we
overrun.
saw this coming. We already knew that we had the
We'll
over
get
the
rid
top
of the
choke
power
coming
bomb.
back. So the
Powerbomb,
question is,
okay.
one, whether it hits, and two, as suspected, Hold the Line here is going to remove that follow-up just to put everybody back on his heels again.
That's an 8.
That's kind of unfortunate for everybody, but it
These
was
rolls,
something that we kind of
5.
foresaw being a possibility.
Yeah.
I'll pass and bury powder bomb.
He did manage to come back with another turn roll win, so he's putting the card back again.
Yep.
And Harry's out of deck.
Yep, and this was a bump. So now both competitors are out of deck. Harry could still try to go for a finish, go for a win. We know everybody's going to try to, because at this point he should have enough cards in hand. It's going to be kind of hard for him to go for a count out unless he just continues to win turn rolls. Now, with his gimmick, he could potentially do that, but it's still not an easy thing to do, because we do know Hold the Line Harry has recurred some stops.
Yeah. And we know that if Harry goes for his sub finish, everybody only has one stop, I think, in his deck left for it. His C1 stop one.
Yeah.
Which I believe he has in hand.
His C1 stop one should be back in hand. I believe he passed and buried that
Harry
recently.
gets a turn. Okay, let's see what I can do.
But again, like for everybody, that's one of the things that's most detrimental right now is, even if he does manage to start winning those turn rolls, he's got to get important cards in play. He can't just throw cards willy-nilly.
Just keep trying to hit it.
The stops may not help him as much at this point, so he really wants to win the turn rolls.
Yeah,
12. To build momentum.
I'll play Powerbomb.
Powerbomb.
And there's that power bomb again. So he's looking to get that follow-up back.
Kick in the corner.
Get something back off of it. But his agility just was not high enough. Got kicked into the corner.
Yep. And he gets a card back too. So it's a pretty good swing for Harry that way.
Yeah, with that gimmick, being able to recur a card. Again, he can't go for a finish or anything with a skill requirement or a stop itself.
I will add to my hand.
That's why he's checking and looking to see what he already had, because he's already got the double, was it the double arm lock or what have you, the recursion card, the flip 2 put one on top, I believe, on the pile there where it's in play.
And
so he's looking to see what his options are, what recursion cards he has left. Probably Lester's guess is he's probably looking, because he has those follow-up subs in play, at going for another follow-up sub recursion card.
Actually, he went for the Spanish Fly to remove a card from play. Probably to slow the power bomb if it comes up again.
Okay. Yeah, and we don't know. Harvey Lester's not sure what options he has there as far as those follow-ups. But yeah, he may already have something in hand. So
he has the Bury 1 recursion card in his hand, because he got that back a long time ago. He just hasn't needed it.
He's looking there at the defensive maneuver then to be able to clear a dangerous card. If Edo's able to try to go for that power bomb again or something of that sort to get it back off the table.
Yeah.
Gonna discard down.
Not sure if that's the smartest play at this point, because if Edo's able to get a follow-up in play again, it may be just the thing he needs this late in the game.
Give me a chance. I'll give you a 5.
Only so many times it can be stopped. And there's that power bomb again. That's exactly what Edo is thinking. Is if he can get that out there,
12.
That could spell the end immediately for Harry.
You did that last time.
Power bomb.
It's good.
It's good.
And there it is. There is no stop left for it. It is good. So, Harry's going to have to hope to try to win the turn and get that card out there to remove that, so that a finish cannot be played immediately. We have to see what happens on the roll here.
Why roll? 6.
Brainwash.
Clearly heard that Harry rolled a 6 on the turn roll. That is not a good sign.
Finish strike.
Tell me what the boosts would be right now.
The boost will be right now, since we're probably at 1, I think.
There is the strike finish.
It will be...
Does Harry have an answer for it, though?
I have 17 cards.
You have 17 cards in your hand?
Yes, sir.
So that would be like plus a
million. On the edge of our seats, waiting to see if Harry's either got a stop in hand for it, or if he's able to based off the number of cards in hand, the hand has to use the spectacle to do something to recover. Because everybody wants to know which one of these two gentlemen is going to go on to face the Italian Bombata, and it looks like Hold the Line Harry did have a stop available for it. He didn't sound like he was. He sounded kind of reluctant. Didn't sound very confident or happy to have to use that at this point.
Hold on, Harry's forgetting.
+10.
Yeah, I know.
Harry, is your gimmick a may or a must?
Oh, it's a must. Thank
he needed to
I'm
resolve
just
that
kind
since
of
he
a bit
did
blown
stop
away,
a
Jeff.
card.
But yes, I'm getting brainwashed.
Yeah, he almost forgot. He
I
forgot
was
his gimmick,
4,
but it
5,
is a
6,
must,
7, 8, 9,
unfortunately.
so I do get to keep the card.
Yeah,
So
you,
he
you
has
saw
to do
that.
it.
You saw that faster than Harvey Luster did. But yeah, he did. He was already starting to roll the dice again to
Just giving you a
another
heads up. I
turn.
roll 7.
Yeah, well, I saw it once the leg lock.
I get a chance to do something.
and that's one of the downsides to that gimmick too. You know,
If you roll.
Sage has a similar
I know, I
gimmick,
still
and we
got a
talked
decided
about
card to
even
pick
the
up.
J Flash
it's gonna
gimmick.
matter.
You know, some of
Maybe it
those
will,
gimmicks it's
you know.
hard to go for count out if you want to because they force you.
Yeah.
When the gimmick resolves that you have to put cards back into the deck. So, you know, he could even be at that point right now where he doesn't want anything back because everything he wants is either on the table already and he can't get
Belly
to
to
it,
back suplex.
or it's in his hand.
Come on, Harry. Nope, a 6.
No.
You get your lowest, and pass the barrier. Yeah, you got it.
And there's the pass in the barrier for the strike finish for everybody again. Now, Jeff, what kind of boost does that end up with? Is that based off of his hand size?
Yeah, it's based off his hand size. So I think it's a plus 6 to his finish roll. 7.
Armbar.
Okay, so that would be an auto kill. That would
it's pretty much an auto kill at this point.
All right.
Yep.
So again, Alderon here was able to use the stop the last time. Yeah. We may see a spectacle.
Get that back.
Oh, sorry. It's +1 for each
7.
card greater than 9, so it would be in the +8, +9
10.
category.
Go ahead, man.
Pretty sure you have a stop for it though. Finish submission.
Finish submission.
Alderon here was able to get the finish out first here in this race because we know the strike finish for everybody is still sitting on the deck, but everybody had recurred the stops just like you mentioned earlier.
I got to somehow win 2 turn
But this was
rolls
one of the
in a row.
reasons that Harvey Luster thought maybe that Alderon Harry would look at a follow-up submission as a recursion card again, because now by playing that submission finish, if he's playing those submissions over and over again, he's forcing that hand, getting rid of those specific stops, to where there's going to be fewer options left for everybody.
With a 7.
With a 10.
Bury it.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be hard for Harry to win a turn.
I had it in my hand.
Oh, you had it in your hand?
So,
yeah.
We got the
I buried it last turn, but you won the turn roll,
again.
and I stopped it with Panic Slam, so I drew it.
Yeah, okay, man. Yep. I got no stops left.
All right.
What's it plus?
Yeah, and Harry runs Valiant.
11.
Yeah, the Valiant cards are a little harder to, as far as
like
spectacles, to get them to work
game, man.
with the hand sizes. They're, don't want to say stricter, but you have to have much bigger difference
Thanks
in
for a
hand
great
size.
tournament, Harvey. I like the format.
And Alderon Harry did have several cards in his hand.
Sorry, I got.
But it looks like everybody has taken.
We're gonna add the Bombada to
to
this room. So.
Catch you later, guys.
Yep, thanks for playing, guys.
Yep. So I leave?
No.
Oh.
We're at Bombada can show up into this room.
So you're going to be facing the LFF World Champion, the Italian Bombada. And the one that's the press won't be. So the ladies is watching, and unfortunately for you, everybody, you put on a good show tonight. But the ladies is kind of hoping for Italian Bombada because they want to see that World Championship match early. Between the Bombada and the press won't be. So you can try to play spoiler and try to surprise everybody. But just telling you that's kind of what the ladies want to see.
Oh, he has a huge advantage in this matchup with my competitor in my deck.
What?
Right.
I said you have a huge advantage against me in this with
how
my deck is built.
On the match with the collector and Big Bad Bobby
lately.
We can move to that room so they can start.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get that match started.
All right, see you, Jeff.
Every deck I play has
Hello, gentlemen. We made you fellas wait long enough, haven't we?
Well, that was quite an interesting matchup there, wasn't that?
The matches down in the bottom bracket have been very interesting, and if you've been watching the stream, you know that we've got an Italian Lombada match against everybody. The winner of that's going to face the Press on P. So Harvey Luster's been hearing the ladies. They lighten up his inbox tweeting and everything. They want to see that world title match early. Not to take away from this match, you gentlemen both have been putting on a show tonight. So, good luck to you both, and have a fun game, gentlemen.
Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you, Harvey.
All right.
All right, I'm going to walk away for a couple minutes.
No,
and
but I better be.
You've had long enough to prep. I'm not giving you any breaks.
We've already seen both of these competitors tonight.
I'm cutting through here.
You know how hard it is to get ready for a player of your caliber, no matter how much.
Good. That gives me a chance to
blowing smoke up my behind isn't going to help you at all. I don't care how much you try. Let's go. I'm drawing my 4. I've got champion of Kickstarter.
I do as well.
I flipped a beg for mercy. You are grapple 10. What's your 9?
Grapple 10, submission 9, agility 8.
Submission 9, agility 8. Okay.
And you are?
I am a technique 10, agility 9, grapple 8.
Okay.
So we got a little inversion going on there.
I will flip my finished sub, so my power is +1.
Oh, joy. What a great start for you.
Right?
Yeah.
This is going to be a 2 and 9.
It's going to be a 9 to a 10 with champion of Kickstarter on agility. Let's go with a lead submission gathering the steel chain for +1.
It is good. You can have a +1.
All righty.
I got an 8.
9 to a 10 with the +1.
Our agilities are high.
Let's go with a set up the kendo stick follow-up strike.
Let us armbar crowd meter 1. Agility 8.
Spinneroonie. Grapple 8 will bump.
Grapple 10.
Yeah, you beat the 6 I got over here. That card should be sideways, right? Because that was played as a stop.
Yes.
Just a visual. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I actually was going to try and play a follow-up off it, which is not legal.
Not legal.
I will try and volley it.
Unfortunately, that volley is successful.
Yeah, I have not rolled the skills that are boosted though. The grapple 10 is good.
Yeah, that 7 submission is not going to help me.
I will try a spinning clothesline. Roll strike.
Oh boy, oh boy. I'm in danger. Okay.
That's a grapple 10.
It's 3 straight 10s for you that I can't do anything about.
What's your power?
5.
Gonna try and set up the ring steps. What's your power?
9.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be good.
Okay, I am going to actually search for a bow and arrow. My power is a 7, your power is a 6 for gold medals.
Yeah, well, if you don't stop rolling 10s, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere here.
Yes, there is an echo.
7?
5 to a 7.
Oh, you son of a gun.
All right.
6 to an 8.
We back live again
7.
here.
Yeah. We were live the whole time.
Oh, so
I just walked away and let it go.
Harvey Luster was just relaxing. Thought while you were away that we were both away.
No.
So we're enjoying watching this
Not when you
match.
turn the whole stinks.
So the folks that are watching it, we've seen both these comparisons already. We've seen Jake Hill.
6 to an 8.
I think we came in kind of late in a match with him earlier. Didn't get to see a whole lot of that match, but we definitely saw a match with the collector. Got to even see the result there where he
how am I gonna do this?
took out the LFF world champion, the Italian Bombada, and neither one of them are a slouch by any means. Both of these men, have been known in the competitive scene for quite some time. So we don't want to discount either of them. This match could go either way.
I wish I knew for sure that none of this would actually work.
We can already see though that the collector already has a lead in play there, the strike. So he's already got the +1 to his strike. So with his gimmick giving him additional +1, that's going to be what, a 9? That's like a 7 to a 9.
I believe so. Ooh,
so
and
they're all crazy. Oh god, this is the end of the game right here, huh?
No, actually, I have 11. 5 doesn't get a boost, 8 doesn't get a boost, 7 doesn't get a boost, 6 is an 11, 9 is an 11,
hitting the finish.
10 is a 10. So 3 10s and 5, 6, 7. Or 5, 8,
so we're
7.
looking at some strong boosts there too.
That makes number 5.
But if this card goes in the discard pile, this is also going to give him an increase to his power on the turn rolls.
Power 5.
So there we've got the breakout and the board clear.
Strike 6.
But he's going to get that additional boost to his skill to the power because he has the gimmicks.
Actually, sorry, that wasn't
going to do it for cards in play.
Because I stopped a knockdown.
We're going to do it, give him that boost.
Yeah.
So what is that? Turn his 5 and do like a 7.
But I rolled a 6, so we're good, right? It's card meter 1.
That puts him on the Scott Prime level of
now it would be card meter 2
for the turn rolls.
Because the knockdown when I stop goes up in crowd meter, right?
Yeah, for those who don't know, Harvey Lester's got his little tablet here because
your knockdown
one of the hardest things to do when you're watching the collector play is to keep up with all the stat boosts.
Oh, so yes.
This is not the one that increases the crowd meter.
So that we can see the cards that have the boost on how much of a boost they have.
It's just now crowd meter 1. I didn't
collector's
see any
always
stop
going to add
play
a +1 to that.
No, sorry.
We
I thought
haven't got
that
to
was
see
the
the
other.
Jake Hill do it, but the Dr. Jake Hill.
I got you. Nope, sorry for the confusion.
He's got the option of putting cards in play, I believe. That like finishes that get stopped, that they can return back to play, or is there one that maybe when it's a breakout that's to return back? So both of these men have potential putting cards in play to boost stats and boost their abilities to increase their chances further on. But we've not got to see much of that yet from Jake Hill. We've just seen the collector doing his thing with the general stat boost cards for the turns.
7.
Power 5. Go ahead.
The turn rolls are favoring the collector though too, so even without his stat boost.
They're favoring without the boost because right now he doesn't have boost in play, and he seems to be consistently kind of having his way at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's recurring a few cards back, and looked like they've been a stop and a couple of stat boost cards in there. At least one stat boost. It was a static boost, so it wouldn't just be on the turn rolls. It would be on his opponent's turn, his turn, the finishes, the breakout rolls, turn rolls, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so. Looks like
it's crowd meter 1. I will go over the kendo stick, which will also discard your face stretch.
The lariat takedown.
Grapple 8.
Sub 9.
Yep, still can't keep all the rolls.
Kabuki.
Wow.
+3
so this is
everything
but 5. So 3 stats on the turn roll.
6
but
to
he'll get the additional +1, so he'll get three stats to get like +3 on the turn rolls here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're expecting to see, and of course he did. He won that turn roll.
60 lariat.
It was going to have to be a really bad roll for him not to win that one.
Yeah.
And that card, that Kabuki also blanks the cards in his opponent's discard. So while that's out there, if there happens to be anything with an effect in the discard or ability to be recurred from discard, that text would be blank on that card. So the big bad Bobby D would not be able to utilize that effect.
Tech 6.
Strike 6. I can't even win when you roll low.
Ooh.
All right, we have the bump there.
Sub 9.
Agility 9 will bump again.
Another bump. Okay. This may be a turning point though, because Bobby D's got some cards in play and seems to be fighting really hard for that turn roll.
Yeah.
And there it is. He did in fact win that turn roll after a couple of bumps.
Yeah.
Follow up strike, ambush with the kendo stick.
That's how you know somebody really wants to win a turn roll, when they just refuse
You
to
would
lose the
flip
turn
4
roll
cards off
over
the
and
top of your
over
deck, and I
till
can
they
add
get it.
1 kendo stick card from play back to my hand.
This is a useful card right now for him. He can get that going over the kendo stick back to hand and have it as a stop, while it's still active as a stop.
Yeah, that's definitely what he's thinking about doing. With the
Sure.
crowd meter situation,
So you
trying
flip 4?
to utilize that while you can
Flipping,
utilize
test
that.
of strength, charging headbutt, marvelous recruit, and super hip toss.
I will take going over the kendo stick back in my hand.
Makes sense.
All right. And did he just return a
5.
pushing card to his hand?
No, going over the kendo stick.
That was the kendo stick returned to hand. Okay.
Yeah, because ambush with the
that's what we're
kendo stick
talking about.
only recurs, only brings back kendo sticks to hand. So.
Okay.
But it is a stop for a follow-up grapple that does remove cards in play.
Alien invasion.
So it is actually very good against the collector in this regard.
Yeah.
Because if he gets
So
a good
what's the new discard
skill buff into play, he can remove it.
Super hip
You know,
toss,
and
marvelous
here's something
recruit,
we've seen a
charging
lot. We've
headbutt,
talked
test
about
of
it. And this
strength,
is a little bit
360,
different. So we talked about 13, 14, 15
Liberty
cards.
takedown,
People
face
running
stretch,
ones,
super kick, and
to where
volley
their
strikes.
opponent's skill prevents it from being a stop, and they end up having to play it offensively.
Well, now I'm just
the collector
intrigued.
put one
All
in
right,
his
what do you
deck here
got?
that's actually a skill card.
I don't
So
know.
this
I just
one
wanna
allows him
follow
to,
it, man.
take the card back and put it back on the top.
Yeah.
The alien invasion.
Which one did you put on
that,
top?
that allowed him kind of a little
Super hip
leeway.
toss.
It's almost like he expected that to happen. So he put that card in there, knowing that it had a dual purpose.
6.
Yep.
5. Boo.
Flash.
I knew you had it, and I wasn't patient enough.
Oh,
Go
frog
ahead, I
splash.
think that's probably it.
Oh,
How many
wow.
cards are in your hand? Just double check.
Yeah,
That's
a
a plus 2 to
unusual-
agility and plus 4 to his
That makes
lowest
number
skill.
Yeah, can't do it.
Yeah, that's not something that we can say we've
That's a
seen a
9 to
whole
a 10.
lot of people playing
10.
in
Okay.
the collector, but it definitely
There's a 10
is
technique.
powerful.
Crowd meter 2.
Okay.
Unfortunately, still nothing for me to put back.
I will pick up. Ooh.
Alright, is this crab meter 3?
I'll pick up volley of strikes.
Still crab meter 2. Okay.
No.
Bumps it to crab meter 2.
Pick up 360 lariat.
And now, what is the requirement on the kendo stick? Was it not crowd meter 1 and under? Crowd meter 1 and over.
Yep, it's crowd meter 1 and under. So
Truth is,
his,
it was
the
under
going over the
110.
kendo stick is dead as a stop now.
It is the 1 and under. Okay, because there is a stop. I believe it's for the finish that has the ability only at
5. Oh, boy.
above. But this one was the one that was under. So we recurred that, but unfortunately now, because of the finish and the breakout, it's lost that usefulness as a stop.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. 6 to a 7.
7 we bump.
9.
7.
All right.
I will
So just like he was talking about, right there with the turn roll, I mean, the collector really didn't need even any cards in play as far as boosting the stat. He's just really dominating these turn rolls most of the time. And when he's able to boost the skills, it just seems like that's helping him in turn rolls that he may not normally have won. Because we've seen him win a lot of turn rolls off of, I believe that's his
frog
7.
splash.
Is it the technique, I believe, is the 7. And he's won a lot of turns on that, but he's done it when he's had cards in play that are boosting that.
Yep,
stat.
and he's gotten a lot of bumps that way too. So he's stolen turns from Big Bad Bobby D too.
Yeah, and so normally that 7, that technique would not be a big turn roll winner for that competitor, but having those cards in place helped him do that.
6.
And now he's just rolling hot at this point.
Body crush.
That's 2 turns in a row.
What'd
This
you roll?
one's
Did you roll a 10? Yeah, I can't even steal it with the spectacle.
Let's go for that froggy.
And he's going for that frog splash again.
This time I'll do a 10.
How many cards are in there?
Bobby D is looking at the spectacles to see what options he might have. Well, it depends on whether he's running the Newman faction or the Valiant faction. But again, keep in mind, if he looks at taunts the opponent, if the collector has 4 more cards.
That's a
or
9
more
to
in
an
hand,
11.
all it does is
Yeah,
send
White
that card
Lily
back to hand.
undermines
It
the
can still
opposition
return
to make
again.
my
It
breakout rolls +1.
doesn't get rid of it.
Oh, played a non-character card.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Did
I
he
need to hit my
pass
10.
on the spectacle?
No,
Yeah.
he's doing the spectacle now to
6.
give him a +1 to his breakout rolls.
Oh, he's got the breakout roll boost.
So he
Okay.
still needs his agility then.
There's a 6.
That's
So
it.
I had to try.
But that is the end of the match, folks.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Good game, guys.
That
Yeah.
spectacle really makes it a lot harder.
I did not draw into my stops at all that game.
No,
Like,
I
at
noticed
all.
you didn't have the space. You know, just like I guess that's what the game plan is.
All right.
Well, and
Because I haven't.
Alright, so Collector, you may have to wait just a little bit. That's going to put you in our final with the winner from out of the loser bracket, it looks like. So you're going to have to wait just to see what's going to happen.
Check here and
see if we got a result.
But it
looks like we do have possibly a result come in here.
Okay.
So
what do we
what
have?
do we have?
It looks
It
like
looks like
the
the
Bombarda
Bombarda
did in fact defeat everybody, and it's going to give us
and it's
that
going
match
to give
we was
us
asking for.
that match we was asking for.
A little
other Christmas present. We are getting that World Championship match between Press 1P
and the Italian
Bombarda.
So
All right.
the
Let's,
winner of that
is
is
gonna
going to face
face
the Collector here.
all right. So I'll move us into the room that they are assigned to, and they can come in if they would like to. So to get that started.
All right, so
Wait,
Collector, you know,
shouldn't
keep
the
those
winner of
guys
that play
warm,
Bob?
but
They will.
you know,
They
we'll
will,
be back
yes,
with
the
you
winner of that
when
will
we
play Bob.
get our,
Yeah.
our
I was like, don't forget Bob. He only lost once. He's not out.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting a preview.
Yeah,
The ladies asked
for it. Harvey Luster told you earlier that the ladies wanted this match. You know, they were stacked against everybody. Harvey Luster told him, you know, hey, you can be the spoiler, but this is what the ladies want. They want to see this world title match early, and the ladies got what they asked for.
Do you want to know how it went down between me and everybody?
Sure.
I did what nobody has ever been able to do. I had a max hand size greater than everybody's.
Wild.
Alright.
So I had a hand. I had almost my entire deck.
Bobby D.
I had almost my entire deck in my hand, so he was not able to get anything.
Happens to get through here, you know, because he's going to be waiting on the winner of that match. So good luck to both of you, and
Oh, I want that rematch.
hopefully we can, you know, put on a good show. Both you guys have had some good matches tonight, so keep it up.
Alrighty.
Fix that camera for me.
Harvey Luster restrained himself there from,
I'm
you know,
just shuffling it up.
Harvey Luster kind of wanted to say, you know, keep it up like you on
Right-hand
Viagra.
agility,
You know,
One good thing about this match is, like, well, we know Babada's going to lay
We
down
can hear you,
tomorrow.
Jeff.
Oh, sorry.
Jeff.
Sorry.
You asshole. That's what you said. That's why you were muted. You wouldn't say that, you dick.
Oh, wait, it's not
Keep laughing, Jeff.
now.
Yeah,
Can I say what I want to say?
Yeah, sure.
I can hear you.
Harvey Luster's joking. So, yeah. We'll be back to commentate. Good luck to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, buddy.
All
I
right, so
didn't hear your
razzing with them just a little bit, you know. But these two gentlemen are
Grapple
stablemates
10,
in
agility
in the
9,
Impact,
strike 8.
and you know they are both
Sub
set to
7,
face each
power
other.
6, tech
For those who
5.
don't already know, the Italian Bombarda is the LFF World Heavyweight Champion,
That's amazing.
and
I've been
the
emailing
John
Polka
Press
about
1P
that before.
Pulverino is the current #1 contender for that.
Well, I would never say this to Bombada's face. I know he's not going to lay down tomorrow, but it's still fun to rib him.
I messaged him before. He's like, I
Oh,
either
yeah.
shipped it out before I left, or it's on my
You know, you
kitchen
gotta
counter,
give
and
him a
I'll
little
send
bit
it
of
out.
grief.
Yeah,
after
especially when he's on a
the
bed.
next
I mean, that's the perfect time to point out that he can lay down for him.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of a good thing
I
too
finally
that
cut for you,
this
bud.
match was not early in the tournament. That it managed to be this late in the tournament.
Yeah.
Because Eastern time here, it's about 10
Again,
minutes to 11
grapple
o'clock.
10,
You know, PMs.
agility
So
9,
we're real into
strike
the
8,
adults, the
sub
twilight
7,
television
power
hours.
6,
You
tech
know,
5.
and that's the perfect time for this like double finger bang competitions
I'm
going
using
on. You
direct
know,
deposit.
Director of Ops. I'm flipping elbow strikes.
because that's what the Impact
All right, good
does.
luck, bud.
Press 1P's even got it there on his playmat.
6
The
of civil.
finger bang. We might see that in a victory here at the end. It'd be kind of
5.
comical if one of them would do that to the other, you know. But only if the loser, you know, does like a dog and like plays dead and rolls over after.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try a charging headbutt.
Sure.
All right, so we've been through what competitors these individuals are using before. So again, still we've got the Shaggy Shark and we've got the Mr.
6 to a 7.
So these are two very kind of drastically different gimmicks. Wouldn't you say, Jeff?
Oh yeah.
Go with a divert.
Definitely.
Grapple.
But one of the interesting things they do have in common is Mr. Ray was the first mystery box exclusive character, and now Shaggy Shark has been released to replace him.
Yeah, sure.
So it's kind of like the old versus the new.
Grapples on your next turn.
In some ways.
Additional.
That's an interesting concept. Harvey Luster didn't even know that. That's good stuff to know.
Yep. So yeah, Shaggy Shark is an exclusive, which is why I don't think you can actually see his stats on the website. But,
let's go with a double fin
Gerlock. So, we already know that the Mr. Ray, his gimmick is going to be focusing on the,
I draw 2.
the recursion, trying to utilize and get the cards back that he needs when he needs them or wants them.
Correct.
But the Shaggy Shark, now his gimmick is kind of hand control, correct?
Yeah, he draws, I believe, when he plays cards with
try to take him to the heavens.
Yeah.
Dive and Shark in the name, I believe.
Yeah, so he's
snap kick.
Shouldn't necessarily hand
sorry,
control.
sir.
I drew that snap kick off of your grapple.
He's not controlling the opponent's hand. Harvey Lester kind of made a misnomer there. But he's trying to build up his own hand.
Yeah.
Sub 7.
What's your style line again?
Now, we talked about that earlier. That this may not sound like a whole lot at first for the Shaggy Shark, but there's been a few cards.
Draw 2. I'm not telling you it again. I already told you 5 times.
Some support to that gimmick. Finishes that have, well, not finishes, but just cards in general. I think some of his finishes
Agility
actually have those keywords. But the keywords there to be able to allow him to use that gimmick. Just so that it's not a dead gimmick that nobody wants to play. Because why would you buy a mystery box to get a competitor you wouldn't want to play, right? So obviously they had to give him some support, and so there are cards out there. Newer players may not have seen some of those, but they're definitely available on the website right now. At supershowthegame.com. You can hit up the shop section there. Shameless plug there from the illustrious one. But you had to do it at least once before the night was over.
Another freaking 5.
Yeah, there actually was a new card release that called Nope, Miss a Dive, Eat the Mat, which is actually a skill card in the 21 stop, see a strike, stop a strike, and shuffle 2 cards back in your deck, which is actually pretty amazing for a Shaggy Shark with the draw deck.
Oh my God.
Because shuffling cards back in help you continue your gimmick, plus you get to draw a card off it too, and which is good.
And now Press 1P got the stop there, but not Press 1P, but the Bombada got the stop. But Press 1P kind of went for the same combination he did earlier tonight, where he had the lead strike, he got that follow-up grapple out there.
He knows that
your opponent's submission is -1 during.
He knows they both have grapple 10, I believe, so he knows he's in that area.
Yeah, he played that finished sub, knowing that was kind of a weak point, that the stop at number 14 wouldn't be able to be used.
I drew a card for Finn.
And
what does that make your
submission
to?
You can use the C1 stop one.
Yep.
All right.
There was only going to be one possible card, and that was going to be that number 26.
Yeah, so if Mr. Ray rolls a technique,
that's a submission of 7.
He can get that sub back.
Magic is floating.
And if he wins the next turn roll, because Magic is active now, he can actually probably hit that finisher and potentially win the game.
Yeah. Instead of immediately doing that, we talked about that earlier about how he could draw a card and wait till the end of the turn or any point in the turn.
Here's the thing: they bumped, so he has to wait until the next turn because he can it's on the next turn.
6.
That was a bump. Harvey Lester thought that he won that.
Nope, it was a bump.
Still floating.
Yeah,
we didn't have a turn yet.
Yeah, but it does say on the next turn.
Yep.
So it has to be on the turn that he's actually...
Silly rabbit.
Yep.
That it's declared a winner or loser of the turn roll.
What's your stat
line?
line?
But that's the other thing that's dangerous is he could use it to grab a stop on his opponent's turn.
I know you're a 10 grapple.
He has to win the turn. It just says the next turn.
8 strike.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very powerful gimmick. And it's just sitting there. So that if he wins
token on the competitor card to denote that the gimmick was live.
Yep.
So that he'd know that he could do it when he needed to.
And I believe Bobata won this term. Okay.
He did, and there comes the
finish sub.
Yeah.
A lot of thinking here. A lot of thinking.
All right.
Okay, press one.
Now,
throwing that fall away slam. He grumbled and groaned about it a little bit. He wasn't sure he wanted to do it.
Yeah. And let's see, what's he getting back with the magic? Finish submission, most likely.
Yeah, now this is a May, correct? So, you know, if there's not anything that he really wants, he can pass
but
on
he already discarded a card, so he went for the finish sub.
Yeah,
I mean, like, at this point, like, there's no stops left in Bombada's deck for it, so...
Yeah,
actually, there is, because Bombada runs a Soaring Suplex. Oh, no, Soaring Suplex is still grapple, so yeah, there isn't nothing.
Still a grapple skill.
Yeah, I was
so,
thinking,
you know,
because it's a agility requirement, but it is grapple check, so...
Yeah.
Headshot.
Yeah, and it's still safe from the C1 stop one because we know that he doesn't have a submission himself yet.
Yep.
Before the turn
the thing
right,
is
which
really,
is why Bombada just played the headshot to try to force him to play a sub, so a C1 stop one would be live.
Exactly. That was a smart move. Some people may not understand what that was for, but yeah, he played that strike, so the stop for it would be a sub,
12.
which if Press 1P did play that, would activate and enable that stop for that finish to be live again.
Plus, it gives him the bonus to the turn roll and allows Bombada to try to build momentum to get to his next finisher.
Yeah.
Let me get that sub in play.
He wasn't going to play
Deep sea dive?
And that's it, the finish sub. Best way to do it. Because now you're going to force that C1 stop one to be live, or he's going to get hit with a finisher. So it's a great move.
Strike after strike, so that if it doesn't get stopped, it's the finish. It's gonna hit. It's gonna go to the roll. He's got the chance to win. If it does get stopped, it takes away his opponent's chance to win with that finish. And now Press 1P is gonna have to go back to the drawing board and come up with something new.
Yep.
Or Press 1P can go for that.
The thing is, though,
finger lock, follow submission.
The thing is, though. Is Bombada trying to bait that sub out just to prevent Fulverino from playing the next break or playing the sub finish? He might not have the C1 stop one in hand. He could be just doing it to make, also to try to hit a finish, because, I mean, you're going to want to hit that finish strike.
It could be a little bit of a strike out,
7.
Harvey Luster's even been known to play like a taunt card or something like that, play a spectacle. To send a finish back to his opponent's hand, because his opponent thinks, oh, well, you don't have to stop this, you had to use the spectacle. And especially if you're playing a competitor that has a finish that acts as a stop, you can do that, and it forces your opponent into playing that card again a little bit more assuredly, and sets them up for the finish when it's a better time for you. But Harvey Luster has done that, and it had many people, angry over that. But yeah, it could be that sort of a mental game going back and forth. These two gentlemen, not only being in the same faction, but actually being tag team partners. One tag team gold at was it the Origins 2016 maybe?
Ooh, that I don't know. That was a bit before my time.
But they have competed in tag team. Harvey Luster and Jacob Maynard played at the original, the Grand Gathering, and all of the former champion tag teams got to kind of buy the first round or whatever, got to advance past like the Swiss rounds and stuff at the start of the tournament, and that was kind of their reward, I guess, for being the champions. But Harvey Luster and Jacob Maynard had to play these two individuals because they had previously won
through the ropes,
the tag team gold. So these gentlemen, not only do they play against each other in their local games and know how to play against each other, but they've played together as teammates. So they probably know each other better than any other two maybe in this tournament that we've had tonight, other than maybe the Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah, probably. Thank you for the subscription, Cannoli. 2 months straight. It is much appreciated.
Finish grapple for the double armor.
Oh, discarding the grapple to get this stop for the strike.
Assuming I don't have a normal armor here. No, I don't. Oh my god, another 5, man.
10.
Yeah, definitely a shrewd move, making sure that he got that stop. But the Bombada seems to be winning the turn rolls right now, so
split finger lock.
It's not helping him. The press 1P is going to have to try to kind of climb his way back up.
Yeah, definitely.
Strike 8.
Sub 7.
Okay, yeah. He managed to get that one.
That's
going to help a little bit. He's going to get a chance to turn around because he's got to get card back in play on his turn. And we can see the Bombada has one on his turn.
Rolling forearm. Great.
It looks like they're both thinking alike, both playing the rolling forearm.
Those cards are so necessary in a tournament like this because you don't get the stops to help you cut the line to get to the finish. That being able to play 2 cards in a turn is just pretty much required.
Yeah, that's how Merlin made it so far through the tournament.
Backdrop,
the Grim Librarian Ken Fouché made it really very far. Put on some amazing performances until the dice just went cold on him, and he just luck run out. But that's what made that compare so tough was it's built into the competitor's gimmick. Everybody else has to pack these cards in their deck, and there's only 3 of these cards available to put into a deck. So it really limits options a lot of times.
And a lot of times you need specific cards for your deck. Like, Bombada runs Split Finger Lock, the flip 2 or add a follow-up. But also he does that because it triggers his gimmick. So he's giving up that versatility of playing 2 cards in a turn to get the follow-up back and draw a card. So, like, sometimes you have to make the hard choices. But you should definitely at least run one of them in a deck in this type of match.
Yeah, well, that and bear in mind too, some of the strongest cards in that card slot. We saw. It depends on the competitor, but we know that there are some recursion cards in those slots. So look at your opponent's hand, a bury 2 and A player's discard, to where you could bury 2 of your own, or the ones that let you recur a lead or a follow up or finish, what have you. Like the chugga. So there's some of those in there. But,
headlock,
you may have to give up 1 or 2 of those for this ability.
I would say the look at your hand or bury 2 in any players are criminally underused in these communities.
Finish strike.
Yeah, Harvey Lusta tells amazing cards. Harvey Lusta has a collection of those.
Yeah.
And is constantly telling people here, take 2 or 3 of those.
F13, hold on,
mix at least one of them into your deck just to see what happens.
For a second.
You have 3 things that you could possibly
what's underneath the super hit boss? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Rolling forearm.
But we saw the collector earlier playing the match against was that the big bad Bobby D?
Yep.
And one of the things that we noticed there was he didn't have that rolling forearm at number 7. He was running that Kabuki.
Yep.
Because it gave him that stat boost. Was it +2 to 3 stats to the technique, agility, and strike on the next turn roll, which is basically a 3 because his gimmick added 1. So he's boosting 3 of his stats by 3 on a single turn roll.
Your opponent's first and second breakout rolls are -1 for each card you haven't played with dive in the name. So it's -2.
But honestly, that boost of increasing his chances of winning the roll and even making his opponent's cards in the discard blank to cut down on some of their abilities.
Yep.
Alrighty.
That's almost too good not to do with his gimmick.
That's a 7.
With these 2 competitors, I can understand why neither of them is doing it because they don't get as much of a benefit out of it. The rolling form is definitely the better
my 6
choice.
is power.
But for him, I would not change that up at all.
9 to a 7, we're out.
Oh, crowd meter 1.
Whoa.
Strike not getting it done. With the skill of Bombada as a player, we will be seeing that strike again.
Savon.
Yeah, the thing to be said for the Bombada, we was giving him accolades earlier. Bombada can be a little impetuous at times. Sometimes not letting the cooler head prevail, and if things aren't going exactly as according to plan, sometimes he can get a little carried away and try to kind of hammerhead his way through. But unfortunately, he doesn't play competitors with that ability. He plays finesse competitors.
Yeah.
Running ladder up those spot.
For the chat, yes, it is CM1. You can see it on Press 1P's thing.
Yeah, Press 1P has his cards off to his right, or left on the screen. He uses those and he slides those up and down. So he's only got 1 of those visible, which tells us that that's the crowd meter 1. If he had none visible, it'd be 0, and 2 visible. But yeah, he's got the card where you can see the card back sitting on top of the others.
Russian
And
light
if
sweep.
he slides that, he'll slide it for each one to be from a 0 to a crowd meter 1 to a crowd meter 2 and so on. For folks who aren't familiar with that, some people use dice, some people have different tokens and counters. Some people still use the stock, crowd meters that came in their starter boxes and such. But everybody does whatever is different, whatever is comfortable for them, and that's what we're watching for is the signal from Press 1P with his kind of homemade system there, his crowd meter that he's using.
Good.
I believe they did have a board clear because of an apocalypse earlier.
They did, and we was talking about other things that did not call that, but yes, they did.
Which may be why it looked like there was a finish. Yeah.
So before the turn ends, I'm gonna swap the headshot.
But yeah, so the Bombada's deck is through, is gone, and Press 1P,
strangest thing is, I guess
two cards. How many
is
cards
the arm
does it look
bar
like he
or
has?
number 6 equivalent in the discard pile?
I don't know.
It looks like he has very few cards
Yeah,
left
it's
in the
very
deck.
few. And apparently he still has rolling headlock in his deck.
I'll take the press one.
Because he didn't discard it for play. So
yeah, so that's kind of disconcerting for him too. If he's only got maybe 2-3 cards left in the deck there, and that card, which is so vital for his gimmick triggering, is sitting on the bottom.
Yeah, because you would definitely want to get rid of the rolling headlock before that headshot.
Yeah. So yeah, he drew one there, and it looks like 2 cards still left visible. So he may have had as many as 4 cards still sitting there.
Yeah.
And so that's not a whole lot, but when you're trying to get that one specific card,
I got 9.
Like we were talking about, like the rolling headlock, being able to throw that away for the gimmick.
Yeah.
That's kind of painful for that to be that far in the deck and not get to use that during the course of the game. He's had to sacrifice other cards from hand.
Like the Armenian, but instead of a strike.
And we have seen him do that. We have seen him sacrifice cards.
No, I'm saying
offensive cards.
The glare, I can't make out what it is.
Cosmic corner throw?
So, the fact that he's having to throw away other options.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you have your light's shining down right there. I'm like, I can't make out what color that is.
Yeah. And, we keep talking about, too, the rivalry with these two coming up, the World Championship match, the title match. They will not be playing these competitors. Obviously.
No, obviously.
Italian Bombada is the world champion with the Italian Bombada, with his own competitors. Was it announced who Press 1P would be using? His own
he won it with Press 1P, the title shot, so I believe he has to use
Flying
Press
cutter?
1P.
Okay, yeah, that is a general tournament rule. If you win a shot at a tournament, you have to use that competitor. There's other situations where somebody may get a title shot and they could declare a competitor. But if you've used it to win one, it is locked in. So yeah, they'll both be playing their own competitors in that.
8.
Alright, we know he has a press slam still in hand. And he got the kick out of the corner out with the Cosmic. So that's probably a good
6.
Yeah.
Press slam.
Alright, now Harvey Luster did not see that last card move when he slid that card off the top of the deck, which leads us to believe that is his last card left in deck, because if he had another one under it, it would be more inclined to have moved or slid a little bit. But if it's directly on the mat, there's a little friction there. That card's less likely to move. So Press 1P, the last card. He has caught up. Both men have drawn through their decks at this point.
7.
Yeah, don't you like how Harvey Luster can spend 30 seconds or more talking in the commentary about friction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the ladies.
Right, for the ladies. So, of course, being through the deck, that's one of the reasons, too, Press 1P is looking again here at his options. Looks like he's rolled his 10, so he's deciding to pass the turn, bury a card back, and he follows it with another 10.
7.
Who's heavens, my friend?
Burying double
is that
finger
that
lock,
press slam that we
elevated
was talking
armbar,
about?
finger lock
Or that you was
smash,
talking about?
leaving me with a finish grapple, panic slam, and soaring suplex.
Yeah, and that is so vital because not only does it allow him to
with the press line, I had to draw a
get
card.
the follow-up,
Discard sideshow.
but he gets to clear cards from his opponent's hand. He gets a
you were left
+3 the
with what?
next
I'm
turn
sorry.
round, and he gets to look
Finish,
at what is
grapple,
left
panic
in
slam,
the
and
opponent's
Soren's
hand
Deluxe.
in case he does have any doubts about what was there.
Oh, you can pack
Press 1P probably at this point knows exactly what's in Bombada's hand.
Alright,
So the looking at it was just confirmations.
Yep.
Oh, no.
And the best part about that is he can reasonably win the turn roll in a technique too, and get back anything he wants.
7 to a 10.
And there it
With
is.
that,
There's the
technique.
technique. So the question is if it's going to be a winning roll.
Magic
or
is
not.
on.
It's like I called it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so with the +3,
And
that's
we
a
will
10,
grand
correct?
finale.
All right.
My power is higher than yours, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so I double the bonuses. So it is a
So yeah, he's played the submission finish
6
and still has
to
the
10
option to
to
go
11,
back
my
for a
friend.
card.
But it's an 11, so that'll be the match.
That's a +4. That's
Well,
insane.
it's +2 and then it doubles up.
And there you have it,
Alright,
folks.
Good game.
That was an exciting match to watch. So now we're going to see the
I just
Press
scrolled
1P
at the end. I
move
should have
on
had that
to
one.
face the
That
big
was
bad
very
Bobby
close.
D.
Good game, guys.
The
Let me,
artist formerly known as the
set
and
it
the
up
winner
to
of
bring
that
the brain
one
here.
to face the
I'm gonna grab another
collector.
beer. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring the brain here, so we'll be here. And like, are you going to be able to bring that bed with you tomorrow, Bombada? So you have a place to lay down on? And he left. Poor Bombada. It was a great match, though.
You're just trying to twist that knife, aren't you?
Yeah. All right, and then the brain is here, and we are just waiting for Press 1P to come back from getting his beer. All right, brain.
Sounds good.
Hello, Brain.
Hello, Press 1P.
This matchup looks familiar.
Right,
I guess we shouldn't be
right.
saying brain. We
On
should
to
be
the
saying
finish.
Big Bad Bobby D. But we should get his
Sorry.
name right. We should give him respect with his name. Big Bad Bobby D.
Big Bad Bobby D.
Matchup
Yeah.
looks familiar.
Yeah, you know, Harvey was commenting about that, you know. We put it wrong in the brackets, we put it as the brain. But Big Bad Bobby D is the artist formerly known as the brain. So we will correct that in the future to make sure that everybody knows.
That's fine. It's, punishment will come for you all in the end.
Big Bad Bobby D is big and bad, so, you know, we don't want to anger him by you know, calling him by the wrong name. But, you know, we're going to see this match, and hope everybody stays tuned to see, because the winner of this match will go on to face the collector, which will end up having to be, you know, the two falls to win that out, because this is the bottom bracket. But we're winding down tonight. We are getting to the final points here. This is the final of the bottom bracket. And basically, our what you say, the semi-final match.
Yep.
Top three, yeah.
Yeah. Good luck, gentlemen.
Both of you gentlemen. And we will see you on the other side, I guess.
Drawing my 4. I flip DDT.
I flip.
And also, before we get into the
So
finals,
your 10 grapple,
before that match,
9
I am
side.
going to announce who
power,
is going to be my choice for the LFF Online Dark Web.
Alright, good luck.
As an admin, I get to pick a player to do it, and I figured
7 to an 8.
Yeah, you can make that big formal announcement. That's actually a great time because, you know,
Yep, that's one for you.
folks tuning in now, watching, or who've been watching, you know, everybody wants to see the final of the tournament, even if they didn't watch the matches earlier. So, you know, that's the ideal time to put a big announcement like that. And if somebody watches the stream tomorrow and doesn't see maybe the post online about it, but they watch this stream,
Gathering the
you know,
kendo
even if
stick,
they
lead
skip
strike.
to the final and they watch it, they're going to see that. So, yeah, you are more than welcome to do
You
so.
turn that sideways for me, just as a reminder.
Yes.
Thanks. Agility 9.
All right, so folks kind of just joining us here. We've got John
Lead
Pulverino,
strike,
the Press
kendo stick
1P,
uprising.
versus Big Bad Bobby D, as Harvey Luster calls him, the artist formerly known as the Brain.
Yeah, that's good.
Add
They
to
are
increase your
playing
turn roll
in
to draw.
final match of the bottom bracket, which means both of these men have lost one match at some point throughout the tournament. Press 1P actually lost the first match and has run through the entire bottom tournament. Bobby D just lost.
Sure, why not?
Kind of at the end here.
Stop that
he
card,
made it up
shuffle your hand back in your deck, we each go.
The ending points there of the top bracket, and he lost the match to the collector, who is going to go into the final. So Bobby D is trying to secure himself a spot here.
I'm with you.
Against the collector for some retributions. So he's trying to see if he can beat Press 1P to get there. Press 1P is trying to claw his way back up from that first round loss. And the winner of this, because of having a loss already, will have to actually beat the collector twice to win the tournament, whereas the collector will only have to win one more match. And the loser of this match, of course, will end up basically going out in the, I guess what you say, the third place slot.
Yes.
Taking home the bronze. Which there's no fault with that. Harvey Lister likes bronze. They make statues of the bronze. Isn't the Statue of Liberty the bronze? And the inaugural United States champion, Harvey Lister is a fan of all things, America and the United States, even America's favorite French lady, the Lady Liberty.
Finger lock, follow up submission.
It's copper, but yeah, close enough.
It's all medals.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So looks like Bobby D is getting a little bit of a lead out here. He's already got a follow-up in play. And Press 1P is triggering gimmick here.
So you have a pending swap. What's
we'll
on the
have to
discard
see what kind of decisions he makes because he did not win the turn roll.
Power punch and bootstraps.
Yeah, but
I guess I know what you're going to be getting back. Meet Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, Liberatus. She is a Latin or a Roman face statue who was made by France, so it is a French Roman American now. So what says America more than having so many cultures blended into one?
Yeah. See, Harvey Lister should expect that from a man with the Liberty Bell on his hat.
Just turn it sideways.
A little bit of the history.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep.
Right. So Press 1P, it looks like did use the gimmick to go for the stop.
Not 10. 5.
Stop that finish.
Opposite of those things.
Which is a smart move in that point, is to get a stop for a finish. So.
Yeah, it's very early in the game at this point. Not a lot of cards in hand or in discard for the gimmick for his options, but he did have the one he needed, so he went ahead and he took it rather than risking it. And that's understandable at this point.
Go get it.
Whoever wins this match goes into the final. So, even at a crowd meter 0, the game could be lethal. At any point.
5.
Yeah.
6. I'll take it.
And now, Press 1P turned that around after that stop, won a turn, got a follow-up in play.
Lead submission.
And both are nearly identical in the cards they have in play at this point.
Yeah.
Good.
Sure.
Blanks are discarded.
Ooh. If he had rolling headlock there, it wouldn't be as useful. And that's a technique.
8. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's the gimmick again from Press 1P. So he's going to lose the roll on that again.
Pending.
Yeah.
But it does put pressure on Bobby D.
Follow up strike. Set up the kendo stick.
There might be options. Of course, Bobby D can see the discard. I only see 2 cards there. The one on top does not appear to be a stop. I don't know what might be underneath of it.
And then
Press 1P had the stop he needed in hand.
Yep. But now he gets to get a card to set himself up for the next round if he wants. Oh, he didn't do anything.
You're passing on the swap.
No, again, if
he only has like 2 cards in hand, so.
5.
The cards he had in discard, may not be any better than the cards he had in hand. With that there are some situations where you pass on that.
Yeah.
That tells us that he likes the cards he's got in hand. He sees those as more useful.
Yeah. One of the biggest stories of the night, though, is the LFF Hardcore Champion going 0-2.
Lead strike going over the kendo
and he's
stick.
only a couple of days of having to take on the Roach in the hardcore title match. So if his run of bad luck continues, Roach is an amazing player. So that could be bad for him too.
Yeah,
everyone should book Roach.
Yeah, Harvey Lister had to face the Roach in the United States tournament.
Yeah.
Actually, like in the Final 4, that was the competitor. I believe
lead submission gathering a steel chain for a +1.
And that was a long game. It it was almost as long and exciting as the championship match, because it was a tough game. Harvey Luster did not
anything when it's cold.
Walk away with that win.
Yeah.
He had to earn it. The Roach definitely made Harvey Luster earn that win. It could have gone either way. There were a few points there where the dice rolls could have gone the other way. Roach is a great deck builder, great player. He just kind of, I guess, underappreciated. His name may not be out there as much as many others. I don't know if he travels as much as some other folks, but this year we've got the online play, so you can play anybody
That's
anywhere
pending
without
until the
having
next
to
turn
travel.
you win, or the next turn that occurs, basically.
Yes.
You can just ask the man from tomorrow, the Ian Kinderdine.
Can't roll higher than a 6.
8 grapple.
By the way, I have to point out that that playmat that Big Bad Bobby D has is an amazing looking one that he got for winning the 2020 online league tornado tag.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a very nice gray matter.
You know the effect when it leaves play, right?
Yeah.
So you're passing on the swap
Both
at that
of these
point.
gentlemen have championship playmats, ones that were
exists.
awards for winning tournaments. Of course, Big Bad Bobby D's, we can see there was the online league tag team champion.
Series of hip tosses.
Press 1P, his was the 2018. Was that from
Sadness,
Gen Con?
right?
What
I
title was that?
think it was, but that would have been before my time. So.
Ability 9.
Oh, gimmick again.
Yeah, his competitor card is kind of covering up part of the text list, so we can't see. But we can see that it is one that he did receive for winning the tournament.
Yep.
7, 8, including that one.
8, including
Yeah,
that one.
we had a couple of surprises there. We had the hardcore champion going 0-2. The Ricky Riot, who's been on such a storm lately. Again, they keep talking about possibility player of the year. Of course, we're seeing the Press 1P here, who people have talked about being player of the year. Also, he's proven himself again in this tournament.
So,
but the Ricky Riot went 1-2.
Is that the draw 2?
It's been a rough night for some folks that we've seen that have had headstrong runs. Hold the line, Harry. He lost his second match and was building up a little bit ahead of steam before he ran into everybody.
Good.
And everybody really kind of was surprising.
There are going to be a
us
lot
tonight.
of effects when you kick out of this. So
not to say that we
is
didn't
an
expect
8
great things.
straight
We
up.
expect everybody in this tournament to be great. They're all great players.
Let's see if it picks up.
But
Thank you for the sub, SRG Boss, and thank you for the gifted sub.
All right, here we go. So the crowd meter goes up.
And speaking of subs,
I draw one card because that's the crowd meter after the breakout.
Not the subscriptions, but the
Restoration
submission.
potion.
Bobby D's got
I
the
shuffle
submission
3
finish
other
out there.
cards from my discard pile back into my deck.
Boss going crazy.
That's gonna be set up the
He's
kendo
gifting
stick.
tons of subs out here, and thank you.
And gathering the kendo stick. And then I'll put one card back into play, and that will be Meet Mr. Hyde. Oh, hold on. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, that'll be Meet Mr. Hyde.
Oh, goodness.
And we're at crowd meter 1.
And then before the turn
Bobby
ends,
D getting through all of his
I'm going to
resolution
swap
there.
double arm lock.
So the press 1P did get the kick out there. Has the gimmick for the turn.
Or that
But
shots
I don't know that I feel like press
What?
1P actually won that turn so much. By clearing the board, getting the finishes, he's able to. Bobby D's able to do what he wants as far as getting that the grapple back out there.
So what does that card do?
That put
with
into play,
everything in
correct?
play?
So he gets the stat
What
boosts
is
and
it
such.
that-
It's static
yes.
boost off of that.
10 power and 9 technique.
Yep.
That.
Yeah, so
that
he
may
has
not-
2 9 skills now and a extra 10 and a 10. So he has a 10 and 2 9s for turn rolls, which is an amazing bonus.
Yeah, so that not
cards
only
in
helps
hand.
him on the turn rolls, but if he gets another finish out
And
there,
finish it.
Eight.
Oh, and finish it, yeah.
on press 1P, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good card. And
Well,
you know
the
what?
card's
If he
good.
moves forward to go against the collector, being able to do things like that and get his revenge on the collector
Yeah, I'll try to.
could be useful if he gets better turn rolls this time.
Yeah, that's
7.
something that was commented. We didn't get to see it
no.
happen in the match with the
I
collector,
should have left that in play.
but he had the ability to do that to
Second
kind of
best.
compete with the collector on the turn rolls
Boost.
if he could get those finishes back out there and get them into play. He just wasn't able to
Boost
get
is
it to
good.
happen. The collector got an early start on him, and held the momentum. Like we say, even without those cards out there, the collector was just winning so many turn rolls.
Options here.
And then the rolls that the collector wasn't winning, there was some that Bobby D could not capitalize on because they would
literally
block.
is just press lines.
You know, so the collector wasn't losing turn rolls that he normally would have lost too. But press 1P using that call to the crowd to get that follow-up out there very quickly and going in again to the recursion. So this is exactly what we talked about as a possibility earlier tonight. Why those cards are so important in this stipulation. You know, for folks that don't know, normally you would be able to play a stop that was a follow-up and put into play, or lead and put into play. In this stipulation, those don't get seen for the check for the following card. So you have to play a lead and a follow-up on your own turn. Normally that would require you to win 2 different turn rolls, win and play 2 different turns. The call to the crowd, rolling forearm, strength of numbers allow you to play an additional card, so you can play both of those in the same turn if you win. And that's what we saw Press 1P do.
Yeah, they're great versatile cards because you can even if you're only getting the draw off it, it's still amazing.
What lead stops are in the discard pile?
Yeah, and we even commented too that Press 1P's giving up that strength of numbers. We know that he's got that rolling headlock.
Yeah.
But he's definitely making use of the other 2 as much as possible, especially beginning of the game and following breakouts or apocalypses when we know that the board is empty.
So ironically, I don't
need to get 4 cards in play before you get the card in play.
I don't think we've seen the rolling headlock actually use it that way. I know I've seen it in his discard pile in games, but I don't think he's actually had. But those were in Steamroller games. I don't think he's actually needed to use it for had it in a time. His timing hasn't been good, so he hasn't gotten the rolling headlock a lot out to actually just use that as the free discard.
All-American drop, lead grapple.
Yeah, and so that could be a little detriment to him too, because its effect is really just generally not good for it just to be played, because it's a draw card and then you bury a card. So it's not like the crane kick or the follow-ups that let you draw multiple cards for cards in play and bury one. It's literally a 1-for-1
series of hip tosses.
So there's not a huge benefit for him other than being able to use that to throw it in the discard for the gimmick and recurring it easily.
Yeah.
But we've not seen him have to use gimmick a whole lot earlier in the night. He seems to be rolling more technique now, and of course losing the rolls on the technique. Earlier in the night, I think he was winning the rolls some on the technique as well. But yeah, we've definitely not seen a lot of those combinations, and we're starting to see him use gimmick a lot more. So that may be a sign that the dice are starting to cool off a little bit, and his luck is not necessarily going his way. He's having to use it very defensively and go for stops a lot.
You sound like you got some plan over there I don't know about.
We'll see.
Lead submission, double headlock. All right, so Bobby D's playing a stop card there on his turn.
Full flip.
And the normal card to try to get it in there. Is that a lead he's trying to get into play? To play it offensively on his turn.
Right.
And each player then has to flip a card for that effect.
Or 10.
Big Bad Bobby D rolls power a lot, so it's good that he has a 10 power.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
Harvey Leffer and Big Bad Bobby D both kind of concur on playing power competitors. The competitor that the man made himself.
Is your number 4 still in the discard?
Originally had a 10 power and the non-submission, and then he made another version with the 10 submission and the non-power. Harvey Lester always liked playing Mercenator and Merlin, and having those 2 skills, 10 and 9, kind of similar. Harvey Lester even played a tournament a while back where he actually used the brain.
Did I take
and enjoyed that very much.
No. You're right. You're right.
Had a very good deck build.
Apparently, I'm just having fancy
but
memories.
enjoyed it just because of those skills. So definitely watching him play as far as the deck and the cards he's playing. This is a build very similar to what the illustrious one himself would put together, just because of the stat line of the competitor.
Yeah. And you took your 6 back into your hands.
So both men confirm back and forth. checking discards, trying to see what stops and what cards
Sure,
are
I'll
where.
make you decide.
To gain some knowledge.
Ambush with the kendo stick, follow up strike.
They've gotten caught up in their own thoughts a little bit, so they're trying to reset and check to see where things are at.
What does it do?
You flip 2 cards, and I can take 1 other kendo stick card from play back into my hand, which I do not
So since Bobby D already had that finish in play, but didn't have a lead or a follow-up, he got a lead in play, and he's trying to get a follow-up now. Press 1P does have the stop for it.
10.
But like you said, there it is. There's that power again.
So that
So
should
Bobby
open
D's
us up
gonna take
for set up the
another
kendo stick.
And he's going to follow that strike follow-up with another follow-up strike.
Yeah.
Because, again, he knows what's happening with those stops.
Stab Kendo Stick's a great card, too. So, I mean, he'll get probably his strike finish and put it on top of his deck.
Yeah, and there really wasn't any hesitation at all. I didn't see if he drew that, but doubt that was the card he drew. As quickly as he threw that was probably already in his hand. So that was probably a setup that he knew that the first card would get stopped, and his intention was to hit that one.
You know, one of the beautiful tech
You're usually the
pieces
king of that. You would know.
Going to a power 10 too, like if he was playing, if Mr. Ray was playing a falling power slam, that would shut it off if he's playing 10. So it's one of the good things with that. But it also prevents Mr. Ray from doubling the bonuses on his sub finish if it hits.
It does.
So it's very useful that way.
How many cards are in your deck?
That it has to be higher.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it's very good to go to that 10.
Offensively.
Ooh.
What in the world?
Yes. Right, so we're still hammering home, trying to get the follow-up strike out there.
As the reversal giraffe, the SRG boss said, it is illusion versus science.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
And you have the mysterious Mr. Ray.
That's wild.
And then you have the Dr. J. Kill. So yeah, you do. You have the mystery, the magician there versus the
Why am I lucky?
The chemist there.
Yep.
I got a 9.
All right.
But
is your number
again,
4?
it's always hard to contend with the way Press 1P rolls. I mean, Big Bad Bobby D has a 10 and 2 9s, and it's still almost evenly matched turn rolls going back and forth, which is just a testament to how well Press 1P rolls.
Yeah, and a lot of people swear by the dice towers. Harvey Lester doesn't use a dice tower. And Press 1P, he's got his stop on the side there.
Wow,
he got kind
another
of back
9.
stop so his dice stays on the camera. But still, the most random way to roll the dice is to legitimately just roll the dice. There's been talk about like towers, how putting the die the same way, dropping it in the tower repeatedly, can lead to it being a little more consistent. But the thing is, Press 1P's doing this, competing on these turn rolls, and he's that hot on the dice. It seems like game in and game out every time he plays, but he's doing it with just a natural roll on the table. It's bouncing off his backstop, or it's bouncing.
Harvey, this is the first time I've not liked your turn.
It's going over the cards in play, rotating and twisting and turning.
Yeah.
And so it's not anything that he's setting up. The man just, has that kind of luck with the dice.
Yep. He is blessed by the dice.
Stops you out of the discard pile.
No, I will contend about the randomness of dice towers, because dice towers that have baffles pretty much work the same way as rolling for the most part. And technically, a skilled user rolling dice are able to manipulate them just as well as someone can manipulate a real dice tower that has baffles in it. I mean, obviously, anyone using a dice tower that doesn't have baffles in it, that's a problem. Because if it doesn't have anything to bounce off of, you lose the randomness.
But instead of
it's always just intended though, just the consistency. If you're truly rolling the dice where it's bouncing off of things and doing, it's going to be random. Like we saw that die roll there from Press 1P where the die kind of curled and twisted to the side a little bit as far as
so you still get to flip 2. How many cards
just because the rotation on it.
Sure. And there's some people who say maybe he's putting that curve in there. Maybe he's curving the die a little bit to control it, like a baseball pitcher, to get it to go the way he wants.
I'm gonna cornbread you.
That's not saying if
before you play
you put dice in the dice tower that it's going to roll the same roll.
All right, what are we
every time.
thinking?
Sure.
It's
So
just,
I got press
people
slam,
can
double
drop the
dropkick,
die in the same
running
way, facing
average
the same way,
backbreaker, all American
and
drop,
it's going
rolling
to
form,
potentially hit
double
the
arm
same
bar,
baffles in the
running
same
headbutt,
places or
snap
close
headbutt, abomination,
more often
side
than
chin
what
lock,
somebody can manipulate and do by hand. Because all you're doing mechanically by hand is dropping it.
So
and
put
then
the
you're letting the
Armenian power
machine
punch
do the work. And
first,
that's the
directly
thing
below the
is
top card.
human factor. Man is more flawed than any machine. As far as being able to do something repetitive and do the same sort of
I don't know.
motions over and over and over again.
I have a
But
Windows
if you
computer,
argue
so
that
I
you
will
can
challenge
because,
that people are more flawed in technology.
What's in the strike row?
That there are some
double
people who
drop
can't
kick, running lariat,
because
rolling form,
we have bowlers
Put the double
and we
drop
have
kick next.
athletes who have these repetitive motions and they learn how to do it over and over and over again, and they are able to control the consistency of things like that.
And there could be the
No,
question:
don't do that. Never mind.
does
Pull the
press
double drop kick
1P have enough repetitive
press slam next
rolls
and
with
then
dice in
finish
this
grapple
game?
last.
I mean, and by the way, for people watching, I'm more joking about this. I don't think press 1P would ever do anything like that. He's just really good, and the dice bless him.
He just recurred some cards there. He was pulling out the discard, looking to see what options he had, and putting a few cards back.
Only the best boss. Sherry Von Danish always better than my cornbread.
And
looks like
armor
Bobby
card
D's
type
pulling
and
out the
snap headlock.
spectacle on him.
Yep. So they both have used their spectacle this game.
9, 10, 11.
Both have used the spectacles.
So
Both of them are running the champion and
armor
Kickstarter
card tie up
entrance
and
card.
snap headlock.
So neither of them really has any sort of tricks or gimmicks there.
And he thoughts the rolling headlock finally.
Plays a kick card that would utilize being unstoppable and not being stopped with the champion and Kickstarter. So they both have kind of used everything at their disposal that's not already in the deck. And that's all they have left is the deck, the cards left, and they've got to try to recur those.
I don't know what to do here.
We can see that the press 1P has 2 cards that he's put back, so he knows exactly what they are, where they are.
5's not in play, right?
Bobby
No,
D, does he have 1 card there that he's got back in deck?
No.
I believe he only has 1 left.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of chatter going back and forth. Both these men are asking each other about their number of cards in hand to be able to determine if they can use the spectacles. They're both asking about what each other has discard-wise or what's going on. Of course, we can see Press 1P has several cards in play.
Oh boy, this is
but again, we literally have 1 lead in play that's live as a lead and 3 follow-ups. The ones, for folks who don't know, the ones that are turned and rotated so that they're horizontal, those were played as stops, so those aren't visible for the game engine.
And we know
if you look,
Bobby D's doing the math in his head at this point too. So,
what's that?
We know right now the delay is Big Bad Bobby D's doing all the math. He's trying to figure out what his statistics of what playing this, that, and whatever is, and and that's always a great option. But sometimes you just need to just hope that the variable nature's the random numbers just saves you.
But Bobby D's kind of concerned because he's seeing all those cards in play, and he's trying to figure out because he doesn't have a follow-up that's live in play yet.
Lariat
He just
takedown,
has that
follow-up
lead.
grapple.
There we go. He's going to try the follow-up grapple. There's an apocalypse. Now this is actually bad news for Bobby D.
Get that craziness
out
of here.
Yes, it is.
Even though it seems great that he's clearing all those cards out of play,
it's better.
He loses
I'm willing to make that
finish with that
exchange right
stat boost.
I mean,
sure you are. I got a 6.
It puts stops back in the discard.
I'm not sure you're willing to make that exchange. Grapple for
by
position.
Press 1P with his gimmick. He can get those back and be able to reuse those now.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. Obviously, it's random based, but if he starts rolling techniques, it's very dangerous.
Whoa, sorry.
It's a bit of a double whammy there that not only is he losing his chances of winning the turns, but he's also increasing his opponent's chance of getting the stops back.
Well, remember, there are also countouts in this. There are DQs. We did have a competitor lose by DQ earlier tonight.
That was a spectacular finish, too.
Yes, it was.
It was well played on both parts, and it was just a matter of who set up that finish.
Double headlock. chop down. That's all you see.
That's why Bobby
rather,
D used to be known as the brain, is his thinking power and calculating, doing all the math. So yeah, he's looking through his discard, he's looking through his cards available at hand, and again, he's thinking about options. But he's got to be careful not to get into his own head too far and psych himself out, making poor decisions. You know, he might be thinking right now about how bad a decision it was to play that, was it the Lariat takedown? The follow-up grapple, thinking, man, I wish I'd have tried a strike again, since I knew those stops were running lean or something. You know, he may be second-guessing a little bit. And of course, the press 1P, knowing that Bobby D's deck is gone and press 1P has cards left, or a card left, played the stop on his turn to be able to draw, knowing that both players couldn't draw because only one of them had cards left.
Double arm drop, follow-up grapple.
All right, so now that we've seen the apocalypse, now Bobby D's gonna play another follow-up grapple because now he feels confident that it's safe.
8, 9 grapple. You have a swap on, so...
All right, so we got the gimmick back on for press 1P again, which is a very dangerous situation given the number of cards in his hand and basically everything that's not in his hand.
Sure, whatever. Let's see you do it.
Amount.
Finish strike, speed potion number 2.
He only has the one card in play, so any stops in his deck are either in his hand or at his disposal in his discard.
Yep.
Obviously.
And so there we see the discard from hand. So he's going to use the gimmick.
I will discard Gathering the Kendo Stick to shuffle that back into my deck. It's my only card.
Which that was completely predicted and kind of known to Bobby D at the time.
Power 5.
You can kind of tell he was expecting
Damn
that.
you.
This is where a flip stop would be a really good call to help slow down your opposition if you have one of the follow-up ones. But
yeah,
play it aggressively, slow down the pass and bury phase while also advancing your play state.
Rust.
Get to the corner.
Right. So press 1P going for that press slam.
And
which leads you to believe he was trying to set up for the finish.
Speed
Bobby
potion.
D had to stop it, but he went back for the strike finish again. And
but does he have a leg lock in his discard pile?
Yeah, press 1P hidden gimmick again. So
what gets me is he doesn't pull back the rolling headlock ever.
Yeah, but he's got an option here.
Tie up.
He's going to throw away the card from hand, discard. So there it is. There is the leg lock.
Down in the
Because
corner
there's already a strike in play. He's going to stop that finish strike again. But with the ability on that, it just keeps going back into the deck, basically.
Oh
man, wait. That's a 5.
Speed potion.
Sure.
So this time, press 1P did not hit gimmick, and Bobby D got
6,
the turn
7,
off, so he's
8
able to
meter.
draw and play.
But that's
that
definitely
finish strike.
doable. Definitely doable in 8.
6.
1.
There's 1.
7.
2. 3.
6.
Wow.
Was that a 6
Good game,
again?
sir.
Yeah.
That was
6 out
a
of 6.
tricky one.
Good game. Good game, gentlemen. Good game. I will assign the collector to this room so that he can come in, but good game.
Good game.
Good game, Joe. I'm glad to finally get this guy over.
I mean,
I don't know about you gentlemen, but he's a little exhausted after watching that. That was a nerve-wracking match. Gentlemen.
Yeah, I had to press 4 strikes through because none of them counted as follow-ups.
I should have elbow strike the double arm drop. I didn't think
you weren't thinking about it. Yeah.
Hey, and the collector here. Alright, so before we get set for the next match, I do want to announce my pick for the Dark Web tournament while we were on stream. And obviously, Press 1P being an admin, he knows what's going on. But for my choice, I decided to go with a newer player who is doing really well in the online league. And since it is a Harvey Luster event, it's got to be for the ladies. So I'm going with Candy Ma'am Angela.
Oh,
my pick for the
congratulations,
dark
my
web.
rising star,
Yep.
Candyman.
Harvey Lester is a fan of the Candyman, and her husband, Candyman Dan. There's definitely some talent in that household, and it's sure that when the two of them play just at home, play matches, that she definitely holds her own against him. Probably punishes him a little bit. So she's a fantastic choice. The illustrious one applauds you for not only choosing a lady, of course, but choosing one that is that competitive. The illustrious one was able to play with her a few times recently in some events, and she definitely is a strong pick for that tournament.
Yep.
Very nice. All right, guys.
All right.
Good luck in the finals.
Yep. Thanks for playing. Press 1. All right.
All right, so let's do this proper, since this is the final match here of the night, and it's a quarter to midnight, so not a super late match, but we might as well properly announce it. So here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the final match for the very first LFF Bluegrass Beatdown, brought to you by Harvey Luster, streaming by Jeff Foxworthy.
Yep.
Our first contender, man who is undefeated through the tournament at this point, the collector, Sean Loeb. His opponent, none other than Big Bad Bobby D.
Ready to do this dance again, Sean?
Is that enough of an introduction for you gentlemen?
That was lovely. Thank you very much.
Sir?
Good luck to both of you.
You didn't go into the whole thing because trying to pronounce my city is it's nuts.
Here we go again. Draw my 4.
So now that Harvey Lester has cleared his throat a little bit.
Flipping.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because the brain has to beat the collector twice, so this is going to be an uphill battle. But after what he just did to press 1P, Big Bad Bobby D is on a warpath. He has a mission here.
It's so serious that the shades are coming off. Harvey Lester wants to see every detail of this match. Because we already saw earlier match where Bobby D, when he went into the bottom bracket,
choice situation
was at the hands of the collector. So the collector has not played anybody since he defeated Bobby D.
Yeah, he's
been sitting waiting through those other matches for Bobby D to return from that bottom half of the bracket back into this match.
How many cards are in your hand? I actually got a 10 as well, so we'll be bumping.
So this could be a chance for some retributions from Bobby D. We know that the two do have a chance as far as gimmicks to compete with each other. We've talked about the turn rolls. The collector's going to try to boost his stats to try to boost chances of turn rolls.
Yep.
Bobby D can get a finish out early and be able to get one that will go into play. He can do the same thing, and he can start trying to dominate those turn rolls.
Speed potion number 2. We put it on top. If either of us rolls tech, it is +1 to our turn roll, which
is controlling the early
is
turn
not
rolls
an extra +1 for you because it's just plus for the turn.
He's basically getting the hand pick for a card at this
I run the ring stuff, so I know that. Unfortunately. It would be a lot better if they
on
weren't.
top of the deck.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, that's potential finish coming if he can win another roll.
A 6 for me. Oh boy.
Okay. Let us.
All right, so we did get a little turn of tide there. The collector wasn't going to let him get 3 turns in a row and just get that finish out that quick. And there's that Kabuki again.
Yeah.
The double
so he's going for that big stat boost, but this time his opponent has to stop ready for it.
7.
Yeah, I was about to call Bobby
8.
D there. He
Speed
did correct
potion.
himself and
Finish
strike.
Oh.
Card meter is 0.
There's the finish again.
That is an 8
Knew it was
straight
coming.
All right.
9.
All right, crowd meter 1.
Potion in play.
Yep, and the collector gets out on the breakouts.
And Big Bad Bobby D gets that speed potion in play to get the bonuses. So
that's exactly what he wanted to do, and he was able to do it. Collector knew it was coming, but he wasn't able to put a string of turn rolls together to stall it or do anything to kill him.
Yep.
And keep in mind, too, the collector's given up some stops in this match.
9 to a 10.
It was one of the things that made it so surprising in the match earlier. Because the collector runs some static stat boosts, we know that 19, 20, 21, he's not running every possible stop, those C1 stop ones. Perfect example. So he doesn't have the C a grapple, stop a grapple option here that you would normally see because he's boosting that technique. So that means he has, possibly 3 less
submission.
stops than his opponent. But he's able to capitalize immediately and get a finish out there.
Oh man, that pumping the crowd meter early though.
That's a submission 9 to an 11 to a 12.
Wow.
Well, that was short.
Wow.
That was short.
Jesus.
Wow. Good tournament, guys.
Well, I was gonna say that's the end of that.
Was
The
your
collector
only
only
roll
hit the
that would've
win,
been
but one
on
match
kill,
to
other than-
finish
well, I
off
guess
the
the
brain was gonna be on an uphill
I
battle.
had the grapple to 11, so yeah, it was a 2.
Good match, guys. That was kind of a surprise finish, but it was still a good finish. And obviously the brain was gonna have to win 2 in a row. It was gonna be a little uphill battle. But yeah, we did not know what to expect there.
Wow. That was. Whew.
Yeah, when you got 2 10s and you can't roll them, that's pretty much how that goes.
Yeah.
That's usually my problem as the collector.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, unfortunately, Sean, nothing against you. We was kind of rooting for the collector to at least win the first one here, go into a third.
Big Bad Bobby D. We were waiting for Bobby D to win the first one at least here. Collector did win the first one, unfortunately.
From the bottom bracket.
Yeah.
Right after you sent him there, and you haven't played anybody since.
Yeah.
Oh no, I played.
Sean, did you already kind of have a plan in mind for how to play against him since you already played him earlier?
You just play bonuses and you hope for the rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try and make the dice to my favor.
Was your plan really just trying to get that finish out there early, try to get those stat boosts in play too?
That was my hope. I figured if I had 2 10s, I had at least had a chance, but it did not happen that way. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Did you change up your game plan? Well, did either of you change up your game plan going into this match from the match you guys had earlier, or did you just focus on doing what you knew that your deck would do?
Well, I mean, the thing against collector is if you're not early, you're late.
Yeah.
So if you don't hit the early finish against the collector, he will eventually have like 4 9s and 2 11s or 13s. So you pretty much just have to rush him. And I would have liked to have rolled a little higher than an 8, but what are you gonna do?
That was my hand was either I didn't have much room to wiggle on my hand. Like the cards that I played all were kind of the only option. Like I had set up the ring steps, but I already had the finished sub.
If I had saved the stop any strike, it would have been a very different game because you obviously did not roll strike on the turn roll when I played the finish.
Yeah.
So the strike being in play wouldn't have mattered for the volley of strikes.
So the thing that you threw a stop any was Kabuki, wasn't it?
Or yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kabuki.
And I did roll the strike, so it would have been a 10.
Would have been a 10.
Because Kabuki gives me 6 to a 9, 7 to a 10, 8 to an 11.
Gosh, yeah.
Well, again, thank you guys. It was a great tournament. It was great final match. It was a quick match, but still, it was a back and forth. It was exciting. We both, Jeff and I, and I'm sure audience watching, on the stream, everybody is, excited to see it and kind of surprised of how it ended. We never know what to expect. Early in the night, you guys missed out on it, but we had a competitor who got himself knocked out of the top bracket when his DQ finish was stopped, and then he lost his first match in the bottom bracket. So he kind of eliminated himself, but he was playing very aggressive and took a chance.
He keeps getting caught taking that.
It did not pay off. So we've had some crazy wild finishes tonight. It's not all been, according to plan.
He keeps getting caught taking that camera through security. Eventually, they're just going to toss him out. And that's just how that goes.
Yeah, and he lost it because of a spectacle, pretty much, because he hit a press slam, but he knew Bambaataa had to stop. Bambaataa buried the stop at the top of his deck, and then Bobby O was going to win the turn, and by 3, and Bambaataa spectacled and bumped and got the card, and Bobby D forgot he had a stop that he buried, and I think it went to the top, or Bobby O, yeah, sorry. Bobby O forgot that he had to stop, and that was that.
Candy, ma'am, you're in chat now, but you missed the big announcement earlier.
She did hear the announcement because she sent me a thank you message, like right afterwards. But yeah, but she did miss the match. Yep. Yeah. My pick. Very good chance of winning it, I think. So.
Well, that's a solid pick.
Yeah.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah. I think she's currently undefeated in the online league.
It's been an exciting night between some of the matches, some of the finishes. You know, the fact that we did get kind of that little sneak preview, knowing that they're going to play different decks, different competitors. But, you know, if you guys go back and watch the stream, if you didn't already get to see it, we got a little preview maybe of the, the Italian Bambaataa versus the Press Won't Be. You know, so sure, everybody's super excited and stoked about that now because Harvey Lister's only said it like, 40 times about the upcoming title match and everything, making sure everybody knew that was coming. And so, that was an exciting match to see.
Yep. Great.
Hey, they say you lose on the week, you win on the weekend. So I think Bambaata's got this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously, I've made my opinions very clear on how Bambaata's going to lay down. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll put on a good show.
I've known Bambaataa too long. He might lose, but he ain't laying down.
Yeah.
Well, Harvey Lister wants to thank both of you gentlemen for participating in the tournament, and of course for Jeff helping do the stream and organizing our Zoom rooms and everything, and everybody who's already played and done with the tournament. Thanks to each and every one of you too for taking the chance playing in this tournament, and everybody watching the stream. Hopefully we get some positive feedback, and we can look at maybe this format in the future, having a few more tournaments, and do things with it. Feel free to reach out. Not to Harvey Lister. Harvey Lister doesn't want to hear it, but reach out to Greg Shockley. He handles all the clerical stuff, and let Greg Shockley know exactly how you feels about the format and any adjustments or changes. There was talk about maybe even some of the competitors that weren't allowed in this tournament to let some of those run in another tournament. So everybody provide that feedback. So if you want to see another Bluegrass Beatdown tournament, that we can look at what we can do in the future, what options are there, and what you guys want to see from the tournament.
We'll be back for a second one.
Yeah. All right. With that, I'm gonna sign off the stream. Thank you for organizing this, Harvey. Thank you everyone for playing and everyone for watching and all the subscriptions and all the whatnot. It was amazing. And it was a great night. And as the chat is saying, soup's up.
Soup's up.